The Electric Brony is intended for mature audiences, and Rosie O'Donnell is not fucking hot.
Dan, get your fucking ass in here.
Come in here too, man.
What?
She doesn't want
to. Leave her out there. Fuck her.
Okay, good combo.
Noise with her mouth. And she flipped her freaking emo hair like she was a '90s skater.
So wait, if Robin's up for the fucking, I am out there.
Hey now, she's got enough perverts trying to get in her freaking
zone,
her iron triangle,
her danger zone,
her wormhole to the Crab Nebula.
Hey, I don't think she has crabs. That's not
That's the first thing I was gonna say too.
Should I just read the notes
my
so you get to see?
handwriting is better than yours.
Alright.
Should I just read the notes so you get to see my crazy mental shorthand?
I'm curious to see
the scratchings of an insane man.
I'm very curious to see what Dan had to note.
Okay, so this is about the latest episode where Rainbow Dash gets a pet.
Crazy.
Here are just the notes I quick was scribbling down as I was watching. Air swimming, car race noises, Discord in Rainbow Dash's dream? Question mark.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of people made the same
because
comment.
she left her friends in his ep? Question mark. It's short for episode. Yeah. Pinkie Pie forcing Fluttershy's head down.
Oh, yeah.
Did Rainbow Dash's fig come with a pet? Figure. That's short for action figure.
Like each one comes with a pet. The scooter figure came with a turtle.
That's what I was wondering. Why did Turtle put on shades?
Because he's 20% cooler.
And it reminded me, you mentioned it too, it reminded me of
the Rocking Dog.
From the Simpsons episode, yes. Which people should look up, because that's to appear cool to Rainbow Dash. That's why he put on the shades.
Which is really sad, because that was the downside of Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah.
I hope that
was when like the 90s ruined it. Yeah. Oh, he made his head come out his ass.
Yes, he did.
That was cool.
He shit his head.
Yeah, with the sunglasses on, no less.
Well, his tail was in.
Is his head up his ass? That really freaked me out. Spotlight spots in this musical, which as a stagehand, I was like, they could totally do this as a live show. Fluttershy waxes Turtle.
Yes, spit shines.
Back to the Future Flames. Light cycle walls.
Yeah, that was cool.
Simpsons joke about radicalness.
I think that was just the 90s.
Yeah. Hypno Butterfly.
That was funny.
That was cool.
It fences. You get to see fencing again.
Yeah, you
do. Eagle curling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, wait a minute, aren't eagles supposed to be American? It's doing a Canadian sport. What's up with this?
I thought that was one talented eagle.
Eagles are actually all over.
Okay. Eagle gonna spike club a bitch?
Yeah.
Do you notice when he got his wing wrapped around the branches, and later he busts free and he's flying, he still has one, and one, it looks like, with the branches coming out of the branch, it looks like a spiked club. And I just thought, the look on his face was like, he was just like, I'm done with this stupid ass race. He's gonna fly up the Rainbow Dash and just be like, wham! 127 hours Rainbow Dash.
Yeah. Didn't lose that leg.
And I was like, oh my god, this show is going really dark.
What's really funny is that somebody already made a movie poster of that.
That took no time at all.
Yeah.
Oh, who does Rainbow Dash pray to? Because she actually says something about, like...
Her prayers have been answered.
Yeah, and I was like...
So
who is your god?
Obviously it was Trollessia since the turtle came.
Bro-hoof tortoise.
Yeah.
Rainbow Dash pity fucks the tortoise?
What?
I just assumed... After everything that went down, that basically at the end, that's her like, alright, fine, you can climb on for one night.
Dude, the fact that she had a helicopter made...
Which was operated
That's
by
my last thing. Who built Tank's chopper?
It was magical.
It was operating by a yellow magic.
That's not magic. That was like a light bulb.
No,
That's
it was made...
It was like a talisman.
It was made of magic.
There you go. The talisman probably.
How do you know what a talisman is? How do you know that word?
Well, for one, I watched a ton of Shaman King as a kid.
What's special about the word talisman?
Yeah, there's nothing special about the word talisman. I've heard it.
But the thing is that we know ponies can enchant shit due to the fact that Smarty Pants and the Need It Want It spell.
The doll.
Yeah. Yeah. So ponies can enchant shit. So
and
they
the fact
can build artifacts.
Well, they enchanted themselves all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed
fun
it would
fact,
take more time.
Just a little off topic with Skyrim. After I went to High Hothra, where the Greybeards.
That sounds like a very expensive sex act.
Yeah. No, after I was done there, I fell off the mountain and survived.
Nice.
Oh, really? I went to the Winterfell College. I went all the way to the top. I jumped off the top, landed in the river from the very top of that bitch, and survived.
What? Yeah.
My bag's too small, so...
Oh, now Danielle's grabbing her boobs.
Well, my
we should introduce
ourselves.
Small, we forgot to introduce ourselves. This is Electric Brony and My Little Pony podcast. I'm in Def Mech.
Apathy Pony.
Midnight Dreams.
We'll just ratchet it up.
Oh, and that'll make him bigger, like a Barbie doll.
Yeah, it's like a car jack.
No.
I don't think my boobs need to be any bigger.
Oh, haven't you seen that one Skipper doll?
They're perfectly fine to the point where they don't quite get me.
Bad credit.
Huh?
Crotch Tits McGee.
Tits McGee, Danielle, whatever.
Crotch
The poor guy.
No,
yeah.
Yeah, and the porn guy. Yeah, we decided in that one episode she was going to be a pony because her tits are so big in real life.
Tits McGee was funny. Where's Crotch Tits come in?
That would be your OC
that's her,
pony.
That's her whole thing. It's Crotch Tits.
Tits?
Oh,
because
yeah, I
your tits
think
would
you
be down
said
there.
something about
Oh,
it.
yeah, if I was a pony, they'd be hanging at the ground.
Didn't you say something
I
about
said,
udders?
I said made an utter joke. I think.
Yeah.
So
utterly amazing.
Oh,
that's sure.
Right on.
We don't have
So
rim
did you notice that
jail?
after or during the musical number of that episode, if you look at the chicken coop, Derpy's head pokes out and she's just creeping on everybody.
I didn't notice that.
Really? I've watched it 3 times.
I thought I was gonna miss something like that when I was like, I kept looking down to make notes. Like,
Yeah. No, Derpy pops out right at the end out of the chicken coop
Oh,
for
okay,
no
never
reason.
mind. Read it.
Why the fuck is she in the chicken coop? I personally think she's now Scootaloo's mom.
Because she fucked a chicken?
Yes. Chicken fucker.
Scootaloo Berry Bear.
What's that?
Fluttershy is Dovahkiin. It's Fluttershy, dick girl Fluttershy, and she's got the Skyrim outfit on.
Oh, okay.
And she's just thinking, my dick itches.
Fucking
I
A.
thought this was supposed to be the good part of the program.
Yeah, it's pony related, and we're looking at pony porn.
Is it like an automatic thing that because we're the dirtiest, most filthiest pony podcast that we have to talk about?
I don't know.
It just happens.
Can we just talk about the nice parts of My Little Pony and then
But
say
we can.
fuck a lot?
No, but like a whole bunch of the rest of the fandom already talks about that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the only ones that talk about, like, by the way, they drew them all with dicks. Here's the website.
I think
And now
that's
you can see
exactly
We're like your
what
pony
they are.
porn, like, forecast.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
the rest of the week's gonna have a lot of anal.
We're the aborted pony fetus of the Brony Doe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I was just imagining, like, I'm gonna change the name for Electric Brony to aborted pony fetus.
We're a dumpster pony baby.
Oh, why is this in Clock
Problem
Plop? It's not.
That's the question we ask here. Why is this in Clop Clop?
No, seriously, look at this. Why is this
That's
in
not
Clock
Clop
Plop?
Clop.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
'cause she's
Clock.
wet.
Keep spinning.
It's just Octavia with wet hair.
Oh, that's
Who
cute.
the fuck is Octavia?
She's the one
She
with
was the
the
cello
viola.
player in
Oh,
the
cello?
last
Right.
episode of the first
Yeah, she was in the show
She
for like.
developed a huge fandom after playing the cello for a little bit and getting cello coached by Pete.
Do you want a primer for this?
I found Transformers porn years before any of this happened, and I wasn't looking for it.
And Transformers don't even make any sense.
Oh.
Alright, so were the Transformers humping Transformers? Or people?
Both.
Okay.
Dude, Japan already has Transformers.
And then the second they brought out Beast Wars, oh my god, the furries all got boners. And next thing you know,
everybody bones Cheetor.
Wow.
That sounds like the worst name ever.
Keep spinning. I
I
cannot
can't
see.
see it. You're gonna have to tilt it up.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's actually quite cute if it wasn't so sexually molesting.
What is this? I don't even.
Wait.
I'm a Phillian. What the fuck is this?
Wouldn't that be a fun way to get woken up?
That's
I don't
sitting there
know.
watching the stream.
I've seen some porn.
I don't know.
If I had a girl that woke me up.
Uh-oh. That's all he said.
What if she just started sleep doing that, though?
As long as she didn't bite.
Fucking put a ring on that finger. What are you talking about? Like, when I pass out, sometimes I try to blow everything in sight. So it's like
She's asleep
like your
then.
arcade cabinet. You'll probably just find me just sucking on the joystick like a pacifier.
One thing I learned is that the artist Cloudnut's from Mexico.
Oh. Yo, Mexicans.
Go!
Hey, that's what I did when I went to Nogales. I should have just assumed that Cloudnut is from Nogales and went to the border and tossed over a shotgun, being like, "Here, have some freedom."
No. The ATF already did that. It didn't work out.
Yeah. What's this picture he drew? Oh wow, that's lovely.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it truly?
I would say share with the rest of the class.
It would be so painful. A ruler, especially with
Did you
wood,
bring
could
enough
get a
clop
sliver
for the
up
rest of the
there.
class?
What's in her
I had to
mouth?
tell these guys about the whole hairbrush thing. They did not know about the
I
hairbrush.
know about the
thing.
hairbrush.
What hairbrush thing?
You know about the hairbrush.
Oh, that's your panties.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, all
I
right.
missed out on the hairbrush story.
That's her panties.
Hairbrushes are used for sexual pleasure.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't use toys anyway.
And
That's what you have a man for.
and I said that glass.
And hand for.
Yeah, because I made the
You
joke
have
that I
an
went
You know
down.
what?
I made the joke that I went down to the
Wouldn't it hurt
Mexican
if your
border
nail
to
got a
pick up.
sliver?
What?
My nail got a slip. What? How does your fingernail get a sliver?
Well, if you, I don't know.
Because fingernails also
Are you saying
aren't
she's
actually.
wooden down there?
Yeah, she could be wooden
You
down
do have
there.
some Freddy Krueger stuff going on, and I would not get that anywhere near my.
Nick's artery
Your
gadoosh.
My parties.
It's shorter on the right.
Hey, just a
She's-
quick aside.
you've worn
Am I the
it.
only
No,
one
look,
who assumes
look.
that?
Her index
Oh my God.
finger.
Am I the only one who assumes
funny.
that DJ Pone3 and Octavia have Russian accents?
No.
Ooh.
I thought DJ
I would
Poetry
think-
was a mute.
Well,
I'm
because
sure.
I don't know. It must have been the music I was listening to. I was listening to Russian drum and bass. I was looking at a bunch of fan art of her, so I just assumed she's like Ukrainian or something.
I think
Oh.
Octavian's Ukrainian.
I
Country could be
never
right.
actually considered that.
But I think-
Well, and because
That's
like
something to wrap
a lot of
around.
like classical music I love is Russian, so I just like pegged Octavia as Russian.
How the fuck are you a truck driving fucking veteran from the Midwest? You were such a Eurotrash hipster.
Dude, his brother owns a discotheque.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
And-
like the land
Oh,
of
speaking of which,
discotheques.
we got a bunch of listeners from Lisbon, Portugal,
Oh,
from
yeah?
last week's episode. It just so happens my mom is living in Portugal right now because she
funny.
has a summer home there.
Heyo.
So you think she's listening?
No.
I like to think
a
that every
stranger.
outdoor cafe, they're just like blasting this from like iPod speaker
Dude, there's like
stands.
in Lisbon or Lisbo or whatever they fucking call it in Portuguese.
Lesbo.
Yeah,
The Isle of
Lesbo.
Lesbos? No, that's in Greece.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it's,
it's like-
not in.
Okay, the
Greece.
English pronunciation is Lisbon. There's like we have
Well,
like
it's like this
40
far in.
listeners in one town in the capital.
Right on.
Yeah.
Way to go, you Portuguese bronies.
Who's that? Oh, that's Fluttershy.
Yo.
Yeah.
Who is?
Oh.
Who's that?
Overall,
Oh, that's,
overall, I was
Rarity.
pleased with the choice of the turtle.
Don't know.
It happened.
Huh?
I actually really dug that episode.
Which one?
The turtle.
This last episode.
Or-
I
Oh,
like
Tank? Yeah, I love Tank.
fact that
She constantly
we now-
kind of talked crap to him, but you know she didn't want to break his heart. Was like, "Oh, you're just not good enough." Blah blah blah.
Well,
blah.
he
But
didn't give up.
Yeah.
Nope. And in the end, he saved her ass when it really counted. So she was like,
Now
"Sorry,
that he's
Eagle."
She's
Magitech
like,
powered.
I realize that it's not the physical things; it's loyalty and the companion.
And then Twilight rattled off a bunch of words that I chuckled at, and then nothing.
tenacity,
So
gesundheit.
Yeah. No, that
Basically,
was
this
the
whole
best joke.
episode was telling the popular, rich, pretty girls,
Which one,
the
this one?
athletes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Fuck all the fat guys and the nerds. Give them a pity fuck.
Nah, I totally saw. Okay, so
I
think it
wish
was
I
on
could provide
Disney.
more input, but I'm laughing too hard.
Who said that?
I think it was on Disney.
Our
Reviewer.
single listener on live
Oh,
stream,
okay.
Screwed Biscuit.
There was a show that I caught the last part of. There were these two chicks, I think they were sisters, in like their gay uncle's moving truck or something.
What is this?
I don't remember.
Your dream?
No, it was on TV.
Oh!
Oh god.
But
Never mind.
see, there was a nerdy looking one. She whipped her hair out of a ponytail and like told off these nerds to give this kid his helicopter back. And then she talks to the other one and says, "I have fans of my own, and someday your fans will be working for my fans." And that was pretty funny.
What is this?
I don't know. It was on TV.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was just a bit of a TV show that I saw. That's it.
Okay.
I just thought it was funny that
Yeah.
Two sisters and their gay uncle.
No, this is a
Yeah.
shout out
and
to
kids bullying.
you guys know. You might know about
I
that.
just
The
thought it
whole
was
Protect
funny.
IP thing
Mm-hmm.
that got shot down.
Did it? Awesome.
Yeah. No.
Oh, the internet censorship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my god, that pissed me off so
Brony
much.
is blue.
No,
Whoa,
because
hold up.
my fucking Tumblr was full of nothing but like ass pony Tumblrs, like freaking the fuck out about it.
Hey,
I'm so
dude,
glad
it's
that
not
shit's
over. They're voting on
I know
something else
SOPA.
again. Yeah.
SOPA.
Although I still wish that YouTube would stop being so douchey.
What do you
All
mean?
the people that sing.
Oh,
shit
guy, he
there.
finally finished
Did you
it.
what?
Another
That same shit?
Okay, that was the finished one.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
like
the
people
Scootaloo.
singing.
Yeah.
Although,
Bye,
if it
Slipbox,
did pass, I think
bye.
that people
Yeah.
would make a lot
Oh,
more
God,
material
no.
themselves.
Yeah, it is.
I think
true.
that if it did pass, the copy left movement would skyrocket.
Copy left?
Yes.
How's that work?
It's a bunch of stuff that.
Oh god!
I will release this to
Oh, no,
the
that ain't
public
too bad.
domain. I have rights to do shit.
I thought it was like
but
a
I'm
body
also letting
pillow.
you fuck with it without paying me.
It's open license.
Essentially. Except it's actually, like, particularly licensed in such a fashion.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing. I think that would probably be for the better. And then the music people would bitch and bitch and bitch because all of a sudden there's a lot of free music
Oh,
that they don't get money for.
another thing I'd like to say when
Okay,
you pointed
there,
out
there.
Discord
From anyone.
and Rainbow Dash's Dream, the music playing at that point was also the Discord theme, which was very.
That kind of makes sense.
He's haunting her.
Bum bum bum.
She's the one who
think he's
abandoned her
affecting.
friends.
I think he's affecting all the ponies from this.
Or
culture.
they didn't win in an episode, and he just let them think that they won, and it's all still his reality.
That's
he's
one of the
controlling.
endings.
Well, he did go down awfully easily.
Yeah, and
It's like, oh
I would
no.
love it if this season ended with like the actual Discord fight, the real one. He's like, I would just do that.
I'd like to think that the final episode, you find out, like,
It's
Q,
all a
Q
comic
from
book?
Star Trek shows up, and there's a
Yeah.
crossover episode, and all the you hear this sound across the U.S. as a million fans' heads go. The guy in Scanners won.
Except with Pinkie Pie exploding.
Yeah. There's just rainbows that come out instead of blood.
I saw that in a TV show. People said
Opportune
it
Hunger Force.
Okay.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is great
that-
because that meme went
Exploded
farther in that where
rainbow.
they got censored, and anytime they show like a kitten's head exploding, they
It
can't show
was
the blood spray. They just show
rainbows.
rainbow. That went even farther. That meme went to Marvel Comics. I have an issue of X-Force where Wolverine and like his clone daughter X-23, they're like just cutting through all these agents with their claws, and
Yeah.
there's blood everywhere. I have the issue where all the blood, all the like jugular aortal spurts and everything are freaking rainbows with like little like kittens and like teddy bears coming out of it.
The
Oh,
tapirs lose their fuzzy coat.
Isn't that interesting? Mind-numbingly interesting.
The fact that Sigourney Weaver did that. Awesome.
Did you
No
find
way,
any
that was
celebrities
Sigourney
yet?
Weaver?
I
Yeah.
thought I found Sigourney Weaver, but it turned out just to be a dead horse in the ditch. South Park, which that actually offended me because I have always had a crush on her. Ever since Alien, when she's in that little pair of panties. Oh my
She,
god!
she was
Apparently-
even good in Dances with Smurfs.
Hey,
Apparently.
I haven't watched it. I have yet to see that.
Oh no, she
motherfucker.
did look pretty good in Avatar.
Yeah.
No, but apparently she wanted to do that end scene in Avid
Oh,
in
pretty
Alien. Nude.
Huh?
Apparently, she wanted to do that scene nude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because
the fourth
she's so
one.
hot.
Oh God, was she?
The fourth one, where she's like cloned and
Yeah,
part alien.
yeah.
Oh, spoilers! Sorry if you haven't seen that movie from 10 years ago, assholes.
Dude, I thought
Anyways.
they were redoing the ending because that one was shit.
No. Where she's walking around in leather, all like dripping wet with slime, and she's like
That's
half alien or
because-
something. And she's walking around barefoot for
Yeah.
most of it.
Well, that's because her
and the
clothing-
camera zoomed in on her feet. I
Yeah.
swear to God, the whole part was filmed by Tarantino because it's so fetish.
Yeah. But I
Like,
thought it was cool that her clothing made her look like the xenomorph skin.
I never noticed that.
Really?
I
Go
honestly
look at it
don't
again. It's
understand
pretty
it.
cool. They tailored.
I guess
a lot
I
of
was
that
too busy
to-
looking at her feet thinking Tarantino
Yeah.
filmed this because he wants
Oh.
to jack off to her feet.
I think you noticed the feet.
To be fair, she has nice feet. Yes.
Okay.
I want to suck
I-
their toes.
I can appreciate them, but I'm not a foot fetishist.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate. I'm a leg
You can
man.
appreciate.
I'm a
this.
leg man, so like it's
Yeah.
attached to the. It's like no,
It's
no,
a
no.
package
Like the
deal.
only person that
the whole thing.
like
is
every
a
other guy
package
is a
deal.
tit man, right? But the one guy that ever got, oh, you're a leg man. It was a black guy working. He's like, I'm an ass man. I like legs that are attached to the ass. Other than that, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, oh, I get you. Like me and him got each other. Us and the tit man, we did not understand each other at any level. Does this make any sense?
Danielle, this seems like too manly for you.
I thought she was
how
about
does
to
She's
pitch in.
pumping herself.
How
I'm
does
a
that
tit
make you
chick.
feel?
Sorry. I don't get this leg thing. I think legs are legs. I like
The hourglass shape of the
On-
calf, especially from behind when they're on their tippy
I like
toes.
the waist hip
yeah,
ratio.
on
so-
a female. I like the chest.
I like that-
the
The
hips.
chesticles.
I like the chest. I like the hips.
Oh, you like the hourglass
The-
shape
the
of the
breast
entire
is-
form.
I like the whole mountain pass thing, like I explained last episode.
Did you?
Yeah, the mountain
Was
pass.
I here for that?
If you flip a girl upside down, it looks like when
Oh,
her
yeah,
legs,
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
and
the
it's like
gap.
a mountain
The
pass, and
gap,
it's not like a
right.
fault line where they're crashing together
Right.
and grinding.
The gap is
What
a
about
very
guys?
crazy thing.
Yeah, that's
On
pretty
guys,
awesome.
I like shoulder blades and
A platinum
Noses.
credit card and a big wiener.
I'm weird with guys though. I like shoulder
No, no, no.
blades
She's
and
talked about that.
somewhat oddly shaped and somewhat large noses, but to a certain point. It's like a weird attraction. Like if you watch Big Bang Theory, Howard Walloway.
Oh,
Hey,
God!
I have to ask
God.
What about Howard
She
Walloway?
likes the nose.
Howard Walloway.
He's a total cunt fag.
No, I
I
kind of
would
get what she's
seriously
saying
fuck
because
the shit out of him.
Really? He's got a hand job from Robot.
So Howard
Forcible
Walloway,
hand
if
job
you're one
from
of our
Ruben.
listeners,
That'd be funny.
Tits McGee
fuck you.
you. Yeah, Crotch Tits McGee will fuck
Dude,
you.
if you could guessed, that would be awesome, and we'd probably get 2 more viewers.
Better yet, if you can make an OC pony for Danielle and have him as a human fucking her OC pony, that'd be awesome.
That'd be
Oh,
hilarious.
incoming shitstorm.
It's an OC pony, nobody cares about them.
Oh, okay.
Especially not us.
Yeah.
OC by
Original
Original
creation.
creative creation.
No,
Not
Orange
that shitty-ass
County.
show.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Orange County? What?
Dude, you call it the OC?
I lived in the OC.
Danielle, I wanted to
Like,
ask you,
almost
what's
a
your
month.
opinion of
Oh,
foreskin?
almost a month.
It's a long story.
That
Danielle,
sounds like a funny story.
It's hilarious.
what's your opinion? What's your opinion of foreskin?
Oh, I want to know this too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you ever been with a guy with foreskin?
It was dark.
Wait. Are you talking
Wait, the
about the
dick?
dick or the room?
The room.
Okay.
He was white. I stole his virginity.
Stolen?
Um,
You raped
Well,
him?
not steal.
You raped him?
I want to hear
Basically,
his story about the OC, though.
It was
Nah,
my
this is way
ex-boyfriend.
better.
I only agreed to it because I wanted to take his virginity.
Mm.
And I don't really know much about it. It was a really small penis.
Oh.
And
Did he have a big nose?
He had a big head. Like, top of the shoulders head, not penis head.
No, no,
you
no,
sure
no.
this
I
was
Like, it
Like
wasn't
a
like a
fucking
mushroom.
No, but he was like 16, so... Or,
And-
wait, he was 15 and I was 17.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Hey, so which do you prefer, like growers or showers?
What?
Oh my god.
A grower is a penis that, when flaccid, is small but gets big, and a shower is a regular big one that just kind of engorges.
Yeah, because like my dick.
I'm.
No, I'll talk about my dick.
Wait. So she's not.
My dick, like Jesus.
My dick was late not be your dick.
No, because it's like my dick is a grower, so it starts off small and then balloons up to like 7 inches.
Not that.
As long as it's not under 5 inches and it's not over 10 inches.
Okay,
I don't care.
Are you talking about flaccid or hard?
Wall hard.
Okay,
Wow.
good. I'm in the good zone.
Well, that's
So
That
it's
does not
not
mean
very
she's gonna have
tight.
sex with
no.
you.
I know,
Actually,
I know.
actually, most people are because I think 5.5 is the world average.
Okay.
Actually, it's gone down over the years.
Has
if you
it?
paid attention. They
France is still
back,
big.
back in like the 80s and like old, back in like 80s Playboys and in the 90s when like they were saying it was like 6.5. And nowadays they say it's like 5.5.
They
it's
allowed
going down.
people to measure themselves and
Huh?
write in. They allowed people to tell them what size they were. Recent things have people that actually measure.
Well, what about the theory that all the estrogen in the freaking water supply?
That could be a thing too. But I'm just saying that asking people how big's your dick.
Now, see, I don't really believe in that whole estrogen bullshit
Well, now, hang on.
because
Actually, soy is pretty bad.
well,
And I've
soy
heard
maybe,
that's
but it's not estrogen. It's something.
It's estrogen-like.
But wouldn't the male body compensate for it by pumping out
No,
more?
it actually doesn't.
Huh.
Actually, that's...
Because hormones are... Do they?
Well, now hang on, because that's why steroid abusers start having problems. Is
Oh,
because
'cause it
the body
counters?
tries to regulate.
Oh.
That's why, like, dudes who abuse steroids and don't take them right
Yeah.
and overdo it, their body has so much extra testosterone, it freaks out and it tries to make
But
more
see, that's
estrogen.
when it stops. A lot of people
So,
continuously input
if your
that.
body's getting more and more estrogen, you'd think you'd want to make more testosterone.
Okay. But
I
once
don't
it's...
know.
That's also post-pubescent. Hormones do fucking crazy shit to little kids.
Yeah, I'll
See, that's the problem, though, is that children...
See,
even
I'm talking about in
neonates get-
adults. I'm not talking
Oh,
about
okay.
children.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're talking
I know
about...
it's. I know
Giving it to children
children.
would definitely
No.
damage penis.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about chillin' penis.
Chilling
We
penis?
were talking about children abusing steroids.
Yeah.
I totally want to talk about...
That's
children.
musculars!
Children abusing steroids, which is still related
Did you
to the
see that,
penis
like, 6-year-old
conversation.
kid that was, like, ripped as crazy?
He's a teenager now. I was
Is
just going
he?
to mention him. Yeah, Richard Sarkozy, young Hercules or little Hercules.
Is he?
Nobody would admit to it, but I watched the whole
Uh-huh.
documentary about him. Yeah, his Russian dad was basically feeding him steroids.
Oh.
And the manager was like, why is this kid... Okay, this kid is more ripped than just working him out every day. And the doctor's saying you're going to stunt his growth. The manager was like, you give him a vitamin powder every day. I want to take it to a doctor and have it tested. An independent lab. And the dad was like, no. And the manager's like, I quit because you're going to hurt this
That's
kid.
hard.
And the mom got a divorce from him.
Yeah.
Kid went with her. When he got to be a teenager, he got fat at some point, lost the weight. He ended up skinny at one point. If you see him now, he's still in good shape, but he does not look like he used to.
Because I thought it was crazy that he had a
He made
adult
one
musculature.
movie as like a young teen, like almost a tween, where he plays like literally like the son of Hercules or
Okay.
whatever. It's fucking insane. Hulk Hogan plays Zeus.
I've heard
And
of
the
that
Big
movie.
Show plays Hades, and he's like they're
Yeah.
like throwing lightning bolts at each other and shit. And like Hulk Hogan's daughter is doing a striptease in the background of one scene, and like because the kid had been taught karate by his freaking Russian dad. Freaking somehow Hercules knows karate in the movie, and like they had to throw in a black kid who's a smart ass.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we live in modern day, supposedly post-racial America, and the biggest part for black people in media entertainment is still the minstrel. That's disgusting. To
I
me.
think if we had a black guy here, he'd be a creative. Are you saying that black people?
we have a
aren't
blurred in the other room. You want me to go get him?
Yeah, go get him. Ask what he thinks.
That's not.
I
That's not
think we
cool
can
though.
say that for-
Asking a person of color to speak for their entire people,
No. I was asking.
I think we should
ask
talk
him
about something
about
else.
like ponies.
Yeah.
black people just being the minstrel in movies.
Anyway, I wanted to talk
What?
because
What
I
did
mentioned to
you
you
think I was
out in the parking lot that we. I wanted to talk about Rainbow Dash.
Oh yeah, you said you had some nitpick about the Rainbow Dash, so let's hear about it.
Yeah, she's a fucking jerk and an asshole.
Yeah,
and this
it's-
episode proves it. She's always been that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, how she is a narcissist.
Yeah.
She's a hypocrite.
She's pretty much borderline.
However, I feel like I got to stand up for her, even though she's not my favorite pony.
No, let me finish. She's a narcissist. She's a hypocrite. She's a constant troll, pulling pranks on everybody. She's always quick to point out everybody else's flaws and mock them for it, while ignoring her own flaws. Yet she's so quick. She'll be so quick to like bend to demand as long as it fulfills her sense, whatever goals she's trying to make. She won't. It seems like she won't like. stand up for herself. She'll do whatever she can to like try to fit in like with the Wonderbolts or whatever. And what I'm saying is like she's an asshole. She's a fucking dick, but she is like a good friend. Because no matter all that bullshit, even though she'll do all this horrible shit to you, she'll still like be there for you if you need her.
Well, I mean, you're calling her an asshole based on how she was treating the animals?
No, it's just she's treated every other pony like this, but in this episode, it really shows because of the animals.
I don't know. I haven't really seen it
She
before.
treated it more of a team member. Like, you're going to be part of Team Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't... She wasn't treating it as an audition for a friend. It was more like a teammate. But then she realized it was more of an audition for like...
Friend.
No, she needed a companion, not a teammate.
Yeah.
You know,
and she gets way too competitive for teammates.
Yeah. But she's always like... I think when you say she's quick to like be a jerk and whatnot, like she just points out like the honest truth a lot, like Rarity.
But she points them out and then mocks them with a little concern for how the other pony feels.
Do you have documentation?
Let me play Rainbow Dash advocate here for a second.
Are you calling
In
her
the
the
satanic
devil?
worldview, Anton LaVey would have said that she's being honest about how she truly feels and what her true wants are.
Yeah.
Where the rest of them, that they think the same way, but they have to put on a appearance of being a good pony or a good person.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash is
and they're hiding what they really
straightforward.
want. Now, let me say this is to honestly, in my opinion, to stick up for her, because I know I bash on Rarity all the time, and other people have stood up for her. I kind of look at it this way: like Rainbow Dash is not my favorite pony, but I do see where she was being a bitch in this episode. But you know what? Even when she was being a bitch to the turtle, you could tell she genuinely felt bad and had a hard time telling him, "No, you're out of the competition." He's the only flying creature non-flying creature she let in.
He was also the only one to sign up.
And she kept trying to let him down easy. And then in the end, she realized that he's the only motherfucker who was there for me.
Well, that's because he was, there at the right time.
And then when she had to tell the eagle or the peregrine falcon or whoever did win,
the falcon,
when she had to, which technically is the fastest animal, when she had to let them down, she felt bad about that too. She had a hard time doing that.
I believe the fastest animal are microscopic.
But the only thing that saved the whole episode
shrimp?
was the rules.
Oh, those are fast.
Of the race. If she just said it was a race to the finish, Falcon would have won. But since she said whichever animal crosses the finish line with me wins.
Yeah.
And
I chuckled at my, what's it called? Shit. I always forget the word.
You chuckled at your shit?
Yeah. No, the proceduralness of the fact that she qualified the winner as the animal that crossed with her. Yeah, I chuckled at that. I was like, huh?
And I just love how quick Pinkie Pie was. I was like, yep, that's a rule. That's a rule.
Fuck all you guys. Brain slug.
Brain slug. Yeah, do you think that was Gummy actually talking that
Gummy
one?
was a funny brain slug.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was definitely, she was incredibly vain the whole episode. Everything had to be
her.
Yeah.
Oh, did you notice when she was hurt and they all rushed to bring the line to her and the turtle?
Yeah.
That all of a sudden, like, Spike was all like, "Oh my god, I'll
He's
help!"
all
It's like
indignant.
he hasn't been there the whole episode.
Yeah.
Then the second he shows up, like, "Oh, I'll help!" and he goes around. He's a masochist. He enjoys getting told what to do by
He's also
Twilight
a
Sparkle.
hair fetishist. Your point?
And he enjoys having Rarity spit on him.
Oh yes, she does.
Yep.
Actually, there was another a dude on Canada Lot wrote like a whole essay about Rarity's personality.
Really?
It's actually really good about her Victorianism. Mm-hmm. It kind of tries to explain how her Victorianism, while it seems like she's a real snob and an asshole, that because of that mindset, it actually justifies her generosity. It makes her generosity make sense when you look at when you read books from that time. Like I'm actually got to pull up the thread.
Was this written before or after Sisterhood Social?
It was written right around the time of Sisterhood
Probably
Social.
during.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was really interesting seeing Rarity's parents and how just Yeah, she wants to deny.
She
that
rebelled
part of
as
her
far as you could go.
Yeah.
down
Opposite of
home
the
country
average
parents.
Granted,
sure
I
look
would have
like
hated
some-
those parents.
You
too.
sure look like some fine looking eats here.
Oh God.
You can
Yeah.
eat that.
Jewish mother, Norwegian father.
Again, okay, I'm gonna have to say that's completely incorrect. They're both Wisconsin.
Oh, you're saying Jews can't come from Wisconsin?
They're not Jewish. They
Oh.
are definitely not Jewish.
Well, she seemed like it.
I love that, and actually Wisconsin makes sense. Football's for a cutie mark for the dad, and God knows for the mom. She was
And
wearing
they're
pants.
and
No,
you said
stretch
she's like
pants were
incredibly
freaking me
huge. You kept fantasizing about her gigantic ass.
They were frightening.
Whatever. Mrs. Cake has a gigantic ass.
Rarity's mom
No
and
stretch
Kate,
pants.
Mrs. Cake both have huge asses.
I thought his
Is
name
that
was
why
Hugh
she's afraid?
Jackman.
Is that why she doesn't like it when people call her a donkey? She doesn't want to be a huge ass.
Nice, nice.
I think that was the only joke in this podcast.
Yay! A winner is me.
Yeah.
How much fun are we having now?
Keep talking. I'm trying to look
This
for this
many.
fucking.
What about that
part.
great fart joke?
You made a fart joke?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a story though.
Yeah.
Oh, can you tell us your OC story?
My Orange County story?
Yes.
Wait, he has an OC story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God.
He lived there for almost a month.
Lord help us.
And to me,
Was
that
it as pretentious as the commercial made the show seem?
Well, let me explain.
You'll have to tell the story.
It was 1998. I was working as a political activist for the first time. We were running petitions. Got a chance to go out to California. And considering that there's no good martial arts schools here in this state, especially at that time, all it was Taekwondo garbage. I really wanted to get the fuck out there to California where all the good martial arts schools were. So I was like, yeah. They sent me on an airplane. They told us that California was this wonderful mecca of
Bohemianism.
Culture?
Well, no, that it was this wonderful mecca for like petitioning and political activism. That like people would run up to you and want to sign everything. The people were really involved,
Oh.
and that they treated you. Unlike here, with like you like, oh hey, sign this for whatever in a Kmart parking lot. People were like, fuck you, I have a gun.
Why would you ambush people in the Kmart parking lot?
Where else are you gonna ambush them?
I don't know. Their homes.
Oh, I've done that too, going door to door. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So, anyways, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But anyways, so we go to California, and yeah, the California is one of the, I think, quite possibly, at least at the time, was the only place in the entire United States where your right to petition anywhere, everywhere was politically protected. Like they passed a law saying that like certain businesses would be like, no, this is private land, get the fuck off. You can't ask our customers to sign a petition or whatever. You know what I mean? And California, they couldn't do that. But we petitioned in front of these places, and the problem is California was so jaded and cynical about the whole thing. They've already been asked to sign 1 million petitions for a million different things. They're like, oh, here, sign this one. It's a good cause. All you have to do is sign. I'm not even asking for money, just sign. And they were like, bleh. And they would, yeah, so everything was terrible. Everything they told us was a lie. Oh, no, it's funny because all the businesses would put up these signs. They'd bring up these signs that was like, just say no, and it'd have a giant no with a big old Ghostbusters, like, red circle with a
no
slash
smoking.
through it. It was like, just say no to petitioners. And we'd be like, you're saying you're anti-no. So you're saying, just say,
Yeah,
it's
just-
a double negative. Actually, you're saying, and they never,
Because English is the only language that does that.
they never understood that.
That's a good joke.
In all honesty, the very last time any Californians or anything did anything to vote or whatnot, they elected Schwarzenegger. So
And then they got rid of him.
No, and so I think they were like, "Fuck it, we make bad decisions. I don't want to vote anymore."
Well, this is years before that happened.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
this is 1998.
Yeah. This is after Reagan was governor.
Huh.
So anyways.
Oh goddamn!
He's a movie actors.
So anyways,
I sense a trend.
we were in Laguna Hills, and it's technically in Orange County, which is like an hour south of LA, because we had to go up into LA a couple times for the headquarters. But anyways, basically, I thought we were going to be in lefty hippie town, because it was California. It would be a bunch of surfers stoned out of their minds signing everything we threw at them, right? No, it turns out we're in a part of California, Laguna Hills. We were down in the poor part, down in the bottom, in the barrios with all the poor Mexican people who lived in apartments. And you could look up on the hills through the smog, and you could see these $1 million adobe homes. The rich white Republicans in frickin' that county pay millions of dollars to live like poor Mexicans, which I don't understand on any level. But
Because they can.
I know. I guess it's like rustic. I don't
Also
know.
with like
Fuck 'em.
3 basements.
It's ironic.
This is only my summer home.
No, like at the time, I had like a haircut, like some of the Samoans do that, where I had like long hair on top and it was shaved around the sides and the back, right? And I was like in cut off jean shorts, like combat boots, and like a Rage Against the Machine T-shirt, the one with the freaking.
So you're saying you just fit into California?
Well, yeah, like it's like the Rage. I always wore this Rage Against the Machine T-shirt. Had Zapatista anarcho-socialist rebels like AK-47s on
He
it.
wore
Said, like,
retro T-shirts when they were in vogue.
But that was a new shirt. You know, I had rich white Republicans chew on my ass and tell me I need to cut my hair, otherwise people wouldn't listen to me. I'm like, what the fuck, California did I go to, and what fucking alternate universe?
Which California do I?
Everything
need to go
sucked. We couldn't make no fucking money. Here's the worst part. They put all of us political activists from South Dakota that went out to California and a bunch of other wackos from down south that I don't even want to fucking describe them.
Because that's the worst.
Oh, no.
Place.
No. The other people who were from out of town was this boyfriend-girlfriend team that were druggies that were from down south, and they were like rave kids that talked about how like the girl would pass off the gay him as a gay guy to the gay guys, and they just do all the gay guys drugs and then split before he had to fuck anybody. And they were just utter scumbags, and they were working with us. And the thing is, his girlfriend was super smoking hot, so she'd get like 1 million signatures a day just from dudes hitting on her.
Yeah.
And anyways, fucking, and then the chick whose apartment we were all crashing in, that was from California, she was this crazy hippie chick that would just sing Black Crowes garbage all day. I just wanted to fucking just brain her goddamn head in.
But then you'd have no apartment to crash at.
Oh no, get this, like the druggy raver chick from down south was like, she's a tweaker. I'm like, what's a tweaker? She does meth. I'm like, what the fuck is meth? And she's like, it's speed. I'm like, oh, it's speed. I know what speed is. And she's like, yeah. She's like, she doesn't have a TV. She doesn't have a stereo. She's like, only people who get rid of shit like that are people who need money for drugs. And I'm like, yeah. And she's really energetic and all over the place. And I was like, oh no. And yeah, and guess what? Her dealer lived 2 doors down in the apartment building. And guess what? All of the hippie, you know. Well, actually, funny story. Right before we left to go back to South Dakota, all the managers got together with me and the one other guy from South Dakota and basically passed around a joint. And so, like, my boss literally was sitting next to me and went, "Smoke weed, damn," and handed me a joint. And I was like, "No." And instantly was all these like hippies looking at me like, "You ain't one of those people for drug-free America, are you?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, I'm a libertarian, like, legalize, regulate, and tax. I don't want to do it myself.
I like libertarian deals. I'm
not a libertarian anymore.
But I do like the fact that you could legalize.
I still believe in legalizing, regulating, and taxing.
Well, then what's the difference?
So anyways, that's a rant for another time, motherfucker. You drink your Dr. Pepper and you shut the fuck up.
Okay.
So anyways. So the one night, oh god, this is the night that like kind of capped off everything for me. Everything sucked. We were all pissed that we'd been lied to about California. We weren't making any money, and then a bunch of shit with arson happened back here home where like our fucking, that's a whole nother story. So we had to go back home.
We're watching like the 4th episode of a TV show.
Here's the deal. Our boss back in South Dakota. Our boss back here in South Dakota supposedly fell asleep in a hotel room with a lit cigarette, and she fell asleep. It lit the freaking. It lit the hotel room.
Work is way more interesting with these acid flashbacks. These are texts from Ponyville.
Anyways, we had to go back to South Dakota, blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, okay, one night, all the fucking hippies I worked with all decided to get high, so they buy weed from the drug dealer 2 doors down. Yeah. And he'd come over every once in a while, and he was a totally sketchy motherfucker. And like he would come over and joke about how like, oh well, when girls don't have enough money, I just tell them, give me some sex and I'll give you some free drugs. I'm like, that's not cool. And like he acted like the chick whose place we were staying in.
Trading sex for drugs is bad.
It's not cool.
Okay.
And he acted like the chick whose place we were borrowing. I'm like, would you do that to her? Because she's like your sister, dude. They were like best friends. And he's like, oh no, not her, dude. I'm like, oh yeah, you have standards, whatever. Anyways, well guess what? He sold him weed, and he had to explain to him, by the way, there's a tiny little bit of meth in this weed. And all the hippies, I'm like, oh, this deal is... No, they were like, no, it's all right. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're taking an upper with a downer. How does that work?
It'll smooth you out.
Like, I don't get it. That's like...
No, it's like how George Bush explained in Harold and Kumar's Escape from Guantanamo Bay. You know, this weed is laced with blow, so that it'll stop you, then you'll keep going at the same time.
Actually, from what they all told me, is basically you get high off the weed and you stay high. Instead of passing out and going to sleep, you stay high all fucking night because there's speed in it too. And I'm like, on some weird level, that does make sense. And years later, legally in bars, they were selling beer with ginseng and caffeine in it. Like, and it's like, oh.
Like the coffee beer.
Oh, it took beer a decade to figure out what the druggies knew in California 10, 15 years ago. But anyways.
But they had the power of meth.
Well, here's what happened. Is I was dead ass fucking tired, and I told them, like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to go in the back room, turn off the lights. Like, just please, you know.
It's like you...
It's like
if
you got one of your titties chopped off. Think of how much the one would miss the other. That's how I feel when we're apart. A tit with no twin.
Yeah, these guys are looking at pony.
Well, we were supposed to be talking about
Okay.
So anyways, the story's almost over. So anyways, I told them, I'm going to go in the back room. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to turn off the lights. Don't fucking wake me up. I really want to get some sleep because we have a long day tomorrow. And it's going to be like 100 degrees out, blah, 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 blah. And you know what they did? They kept making noise and all this shit. I didn't care as long as I was in that room in the dark. They kept coming in the room and turning on the light. I'm like, get the fuck out of the room and turn the light the fuck off. Right? And they were like, oh, whatever. And I realized half asleep that there's a bunch of people in this apartment that aren't activists. Who the fuck are these people? Are these people from a drug den 2 doors down? Or are these just random motherfuckers?
Oh god, I'm sorry.
And I did not care. I did not care.
You should have shut the door after yourself.
I did not care because I want to get my sleep.
I'm sorry.
So I get woke up multiple times, and eventually I wake up choking because the entire house is
smells
full.
like beef jerky.
The entire house is full of spray paint fumes. And I fucking turn on the light and I start throwing open windows and I realize every single fucking wall of this apartment, these stone motherfuckers have sprayed with various chemicals, with various colors of spray paint. They've sprayed rainbow colored Wu-Tang Clan W's. Perfect. As if they used a giant stencil freehand. High as a kite.
It does smell like beef jerky.
That's why I can't eat beef jerky. I open it up and I'm like, oh god, it smells like farts.
This is like
I don't smell the beef jerky. It just smells like porta potty.
This is worse than when I eat Burger King chicken fries.
Dude,
I don't know what
nothing's worse than that.
Okay.
I am so sorry. I even went to another room.
Dude, all the Warhammer minis are melting.
No, I went back and tasted.
All the books are melting.
In that case, you won't notice.
Yeah, let's not to go into that. Anyways, so long story short, I chewed all their asses, and they did all this and didn't open up a single window because they were stoned, so they were hotboxing paint in there off the paint fumes. I opened up every window and everything. I maybe got 1 hour of sleep, and the next morning we were all going to go into work. I'm like, no, I'm gonna call it a sick day. I'm gonna stay here and sleep. I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm too tired. I'm too pissed off. I'm too tired to even shave and shower. Like, no, and the chick who's placed it was like, no, you have to go in there. It looks bad. And she, like, basically talked me into going to work. So, fucking...
Dude, it looks bad if you guys keep me up all night.
Dirty, with no fucking, with a beard.
Yeah, that would look even worse.
I fucking went in, and I worked all day in, like, 100-degree heat, sweating, stinking, trying to fucking get some petitions. And fucking, I knew that was the last day. We're going back to South Dakota after this. I'm like, I'm fucking glad. And that evening, as we're getting all our signatures counted up and everything, she starts tearing into me in front of everybody, the whole crew, the bosses, everybody, about how I have a bad attitude, I'm negative, that I bring everybody down, that she's glad. And I was like, that's it. And I stood up and I went, that's fucking bullshit. You and your piece of shit friends were stoned all night. She's like, I quit drugs. Everybody knows I don't do drugs anymore. And I'm like, yeah, right. I saw you do them last night. And I say this right in front of the bosses and everybody. And I'm like, you all stayed up all night and kept me up all fucking night, and I don't do fucking drugs. And I'm like, guess what? The reason you're all chipper and positive is because in the morning, you fucking took some speed or meth or crank, whatever the fuck you called it. And she's all like, and the bosses are like, and she's like, oh shit, he's saying this right in front of the bosses. And I'm like, that's why you're chipper and positive and have this great attitude, because you didn't get any sleep, but you did fucking uppers this morning. Guess what? I didn't get any fucking sleep, and I'm a real person. This is what real people are like, off drugs. We're pissed off, cynical, depressed, angry assholes. Fuck you, bitch. And I fucking walked out of there, and our office building was in a strip mall, and every place had these hanging wooden signs telling their business. Have you ever seen what is it, Chinese Connection with Bruce Lee, where the Japanese have taken over Shanghai and they're treating the Chinese people really bad, and they put a sign over one of the parks that says "No Chinese allowed in the park," and it said, but then it says "Dogs are." And basically, one of the Japanese guys is all like, "Oh, if let me put a leash on you, I'll allow you in the park." And Bruce jumps up and does like a 12-foot kick and cracks the sign in half.
Nice.
So I walked down and went, "Fuck this fucking state!" And I did a flying punch and I punched the sign in half.
After that speech, like if it were a movie, that would be a perfect time for just a slow.
No, I was like, and then he dropped the mic.
Yeah, and then he dropped the mic. Bam. Stunned silence.
And then he walks out, punches it, and that's the end of the movie. Is that card of him punching it in half?
Back onto the topic of ponies for a little bit.
And then he went to South Dakota.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention I found the essay on Canterlot. It's basically how he goes. The guy goes in the books like fucking Andrew Carnegie's The Gospel of Wealth, Eliza Duffy's Ladies Complete Etiquette Guide, bunch of Victorian texts and everything.
I have an etiquette guide. Those are actually useful.
Yeah, and I would post a link in the blog.
For what,
post
Ren
for this.
Fairs?
No, just for general stuff.
Yeah, I'll post it in the blog
and also
post
got a book
because
of
it's a really good read. And basically, you read it and you'll realize why Rarity acts the way she does. Basically, she's such a snob and she's such a perfectionist and such a nitpick for details because she wants to see the best out of people.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, it goes a lot into like with that it goes into the Sister Who's episode, but he also goes in the Dog and Pony show. It kind of shows how evil Rarity can be, because whereas any other pony would just use violence against the Diamond Dogs,
She uses
Like,
psychological
bitch.
warfare.
she uses the British style of civilizing the savages.
That's British? I thought that was just womanly power.
That was just very woman of her.
Yeah, but he compares it to like how
What?
how colonies would assimilate. Sort of like how around the turn of the century, the American government tried to assimilate Native Americans.
With smallpox.
Like where they shipped off like
You take the kids, you cut their hair, and you beat Jesus into them.
yeah,
Which
Do
didn't
you?
work.
Yeah.
which didn't work. Yeah,
And by the way, there's a big stink. My buddy who works at a daycare just posted this today. There's a really huge stink where the way the state of South Dakota, they have been taking kids from homes and putting them into foster care. Basically, if you look at the statistics, they take Native kids away from their homes at a far greater percentage.
that also happens in Canada and it happens in Australia.
Well, here's the thing: is apparently
Actually, in Australia, it's almost a regular mandatory practice.
Well, they were saying basically what they're doing is they're judging a lot of these places not because their bad parents are abusive, but because they're so poor.
Yeah.
And they're saying we're going to put them with a couple of parents that have money. And basically, there's a specific organization that the federal government set up just for Indian tribes and reservations to help stop this from happening, and instead get those families help rather than have the kids get taken away. And social services is ignoring it, and they're actually breaking federal law. And basically, a bunch of people blew the whistle on them, and the feds are going to come into this state and basically redo our entire whatever adoption program and all that.
Well, I thought you could.
And basically, for the last 3 days that they have to do it, they're doing it at a greater rate. Like they know they only have 3 days left, and it's this huge stink.
So where are they taking them from?
They're taking Native American children out of Native American homes and putting them in an adoption system.
That's not very useful.
Well, the thing is, I can honestly, I could see and argue both sides here. I mean, there are some nasty. Fortunately, on the reservations, and even a lot of natives that live here in our normal towns.
I thought the
and
residents
whatnot.
were under their own jurisdiction, though.
Nope.
No?
Well, it's
They're
technically
under-
federal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, their rate of crime is a lot higher. The rate of abuse is a lot higher. I mean, it's a post-apocalypse on a res, and even a lot of their people are still suffering, even in our towns. I mean, their culture's pretty much been destroyed. I mean, you want to watch fucking 90s ghetto hood movies and see how bad it was for black people in Compton? Fucking watch some shit about reservations sometimes. It's almost worse, dude. I can see both arguments on this one, and it's just fucking sad all across the board. I hope now that there's more attention being brought to it, and other organizations being brought in, everything's gonna get fixed, supposedly. I hope, basically, whatever the political arguments are on both sides, that fucking somehow these kids get more help. You know what I mean? Like, I hope something fucking happens that these kids have a better life.
I think we've only had like one Indian come into the store before, and he was drunk.
Oh, man.
You remember that day? Injun Joe?
Oh,
I heard about that.
You're half Mexican.
No,
You
his
have
name
some.
was Joe.
You have some Indian blood.
Dude, the guy's name was apparently Joe.
Yeah.
And he was drunk.
He was drunk?
That's not
Yeah,
stereotype.
No, I'm not making this up. He came in, he staggered and drunk, and he's like, "Can I have some food?"
Oh.
Jesse, out of the kindness of his heart.
I bought him some
And
chips.
he was
a
like,
candy
"Can I
bar,
get more?"
And he's like, "Can I get more?" I was like, "No, you fucking can't get more. Get out of here." He's like, Jesus.
Well, it's just like
I try to show kindness, and he's like, "More,
See,
more."
it's just like that,
Injun Joe, you greedy son of a.
it's just like that dude that came in asking for lottery tickets.
No,
That was the
I
dude that
remember
came
that
in and
guy.
asked for lottery tickets.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Fuck.
Were you not here for that?
Martin. That was Martin.
No, that was-
Oh shit, dude! He walked in, looked around. Y'all got lottery tickets? Left.
How about that?
That guy wasn't asking for free lottery tickets. He wanted to purchase them.
Yeah,
There was
but
this,
that guy's a white drunk guy.
I remember the
We
white
should
drunk
sell
guy.
goddamn lottery tickets.
I remember the white
I
drunk
can't tell
guy. I
them they
got
used to
in
sell
here.
cigarettes.
Condoms.
Yeah.
Well,
The-
okay. Never mind.
Wait,
The
what?
white
No,
guy.
condoms would be a good idea.
But who here is going to use them?
Alright, the white drunk guy I had walking here,
That
he
wasn't a
stumbled
good
into
laugh.
the door, right? And he's just looking around, and I'm like, "Sir, can I help you?" He's like, no, I'm good. He like stumbles over to the anime, and I'm like,
Oh, they do
"What
that.
the fuck is he gonna do?"
That probably blew his goddamn
No,
mind.
he was looking at him. He grabs fucking
He grabbed like
Valkyrie.
three-
He
yeah,
grabbed
no.
Valkyrie.
I thought
And,
that shit
and he
would
puts it
never
up on the
move.
counter, and I was like, "You're gonna buy it?" He's like, I'm gonna get this." I was like, "Okay, that'll be a $54.99." He throws his card up on the counter.
Who is this guy?
It was just some drunk white dude.
I was
He
here.
didn't. And I. And,
It was
and
in like the middle of the day.
yeah, it was in the middle of the day. This drunk dude comes in here. He has no idea what he's buying. He's just oblivious to the world. I put it in a bag. I gave
And you
it to
sold
him.
it to him because you're a good
Yeah.
little capitalist.
Yes, I am.
Dude, I don't
And
think
he walked
anybody
out
else
of there,
wanted
and
that.
I want to know what the fuck he did. Like, did he go home watch it? Like,
The first thing that came out of his mouth was, I think he'll get out of it and go, how the fuck did I get this?
I like to think that guy's just perpetually drunk. Has an apartment
No,
just
first
full
he'll
of
look at his
awesome
bank,
random shit.
he'll look up his bank statement and be like,
Huh.
Dark
"Dark
Matter
Man anime."
The fuck is
It's sort of
that?
like the one time I was at there's a bar. They used to, I think they might still be there where the old Last Stop CD shop used to be.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a bar over there. There's these
Oh, in the
dudes.
back of the steak place?
Yeah,
In
no.
the front of the steak place?
Yeah,
The pool
back
place behind her? The pocket?
I think so. I can't remember.
One of them fucking
This
white
is when I was
trash
hanging out
shitholes.
with Jesse, the other Jesse, the
Right. The guy who
The
fucks
guy was
Russians
just-
and fights mutants in the fucking river.
yeah, the guy who when he gets drunk, the world turns into Skyrim or Fallout.
For real?
Fusro down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With a machine gun.
no, but anyway, we were in there and like they had like one of the Golden Tee golf machines,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and it was one of the ones where you swipe a credit card
Yo.
and you can keep playing as
Oh,
much as you
yeah.
want. Dude swipes his credit card, plays a couple holes, then just leaves the entire fucking bar. We're like, okay, and we go on there and like play two 18-hole rounds of golf. We rack up like $40 on his credit card.
That is
Jesus.
awesome.
Damn.
That's
We were
pretty douchey.
well again. We were yeah. I'll admit we were fucking dickheads. But it's like I
His
just
own
imagine
dumbass
him
fault.
because I think they were bar hopping. He just forgot to exit the game.
Yeah.
I just imagine him looking at his bank statement.
Go
$40 on Golden Tee golf.
So your barbarian friend got like some thief multi-class in his skills.
Yeah. Well, he stole that Longhorn horn.
No. He legitimately fought like a family of orcs for that. That's treasure. That's treasure. That's not stealing.
That is
That's loot.
spoiled.
This is the creepiest fortune ever.
What is it?
Did you read that?
Yeah, I did read it.
What is it?
Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it.
Monkey paw!
Actually, it was
Okay.
him. Same Jesse who. That's the reason I got that hole in my car because I accidentally ran over his barbecue grill.
He punched it?
No, I ran over it.
Oh no, I
ended
thought
up
you
buying
ran
him-
over his grill and then he just punched through your.
Did you guys see, like, was it last week I came over here at some point and there was some bitch over in the tan place. They had a white car. The front end was all, like, half smashed in. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was half tempted to go in there and just go knock it, like, yo, bitch, you got bigger problems than how orange your fucking ass is. You know what I mean? Like, your car looks like a fucking beat up
I don't know.
Transformer.
That sounds like the time I got pulled over, and I was like, "Is there a problem, officer?" And he's like, "Yeah, your car's making a funny noise." Like,
Which noise?
really? I thought you were a cop, not a mechanic. It's like, that's just like a cop pulling you over. He's like, "Yeah, there's a problem with your car. What is it, officer?" "It's a piece of shit."
I would have been like, is this a knock knock joke?
And then
I
he
don't
gives
get
me a
this.
ticket.
You talk shit.
No. He gave me a ticket. He gave me a ticket because the car was making a funny noise. Like that's what it said on the fucking ticket.
What the
Car was
fuck?
making funny noise, and I was like, "Wow, you really were struggling to meet your quota this week."
I'm gonna
Come on, what
fight
did he write you
that.
up for? Just a warning?
Too.
No, I got a ticket.
Did
you
you
try to
fight
fight
it?
What was it? What was the charge?
Funny
Car
noise.
making a funny noise.
That's
You
not a charge.
paid it?
I don't know.
Was it a noise violation?
I had-
like
I-
your mufflers. Was your
Wait,
muffler
was it a
hanging off?
warning or a ticket?
I had to pay.
Did you pay it? Did you pay it?
I couldn't. I tried to fight a court. I was like,
What the
my
fuck
car-
does this mean?
I was like, my car was making a funny noise. Guilty.
oh,
But
well,
what?
you
No,
gotta pay.
but like, what the fuck
Not
does that
guilty.
mean?
It's making normal noises.
I like to think he
Was
went
it
to
yelling
court.
out racist slurs or something?
I like to think he went into court just fucking drunk as shit. Held up a freaking Mad Libs. Was like, what word?
Like the ticket was.
Was
the
it
Mad
screaming
Lib.
fire or something?
No, did you have a muffler like hanging off that was making
No.
too much noise?
No, my engine was just making this weird ass spinning noise.
That's-
It wasn't even loud.
The only thing they can
It
do
just
is like a
sounded-
noise violation, like if your muffler is
It
hanging
just
off.
sounded odd.
There's
that
no-
was it.
That's not against the law.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah,
writing?
yeah. No, he would. Yeah.
Apparently, he's the
Did he
best
write a golf score on one of those little pieces of paper and handed it to you, and you ended up in court somehow?
Pretty much.
dude.
This makes no sense.
No, that's why
Did you
I-
dream this?
No, this
no.
actually
Did
happened.
you act?
Were you high?
It
No.
cost
Are you high now?
No, I don't think
Robin
so.
was high earlier.
No, she's not.
No, she was acting weird. I shined a flashlight in her eyes. Her pupil did not dilate.
Okay.
She's either high
It was
or a
over.
robot.
It was over on Louise, right across
Hey,
from the mall.
hey, we
Then
like
I pulled into the
robots
Target
here.
parking lot. I pulled into the Target parking lot when I got pulled over. It was like, okay, what's up?
Oh, well.
No.
I'd still like to know what the charge was.
Making funny noise.
That's not illegal.
That's apparently what it. Apparently it was.
Should've kept the
Otherwise,
ticket.
he wouldn't have had to pay.
It was fucked up, you know, and that's.
Cause I said so.
So how much was the ticket?
It's like $60.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, no, if there's something mechanically wrong with your car, a lot of times they'll write you some, and it's like, as long as you get it
Please
fixed
get
and
this
bring it in
done.
within the
Fix it.
next month, it's okay.
Like
That
they'll
was
give you
on-
like a
Fix it
week
on my
or
headlight.
so to fix it.
Depending on what it is.
I was about to say I have a couple more stories about good old Jesse the Barbarian.
Who did it kill this week?
No, this was like
You gotta play the Conan theme from the Schwarzenegger movie. Dun, 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 dun.
no, this was back like when I first moved in with him as a roommate, and like it was right around his birthday, and 300, the movie.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. No,
Who did he kill?
you going to take a dump?
No, I'm not fart out here.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Just
Garrett,
shut
you're
the
one
door.
extra longer so it doesn't follow you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walk
Shut the
around
door.
the other
So-
way.
Anyway, I
Do it.
Take a quick stroll.
This up
He
there
didn't
ways.
go to the
It's gonna
bathroom
take a little
before.
while away for it to squirrel itself out.
All right.
No, just
So-
keep on your story. Maybe I'll do like knee bends or something.
Oh God.
no, so like this is right around when 300 came out, and like what was it? Oh, it was birthday, so he was at the apartment with his fiance, a bunch of friends getting drunk. I come into town.
He farted.
Oh.
After a few squats, that is. Yeah, go on.
So weird.
So he, I get into town and, everybody's getting drunk, having a good time, and like I had just bought like a Nintendo Wii, and so people were like, "This was back when the Wii was still interesting."
It is.
The
Still
Wii was
interesting.
interesting?
Yeah,
You haven't played with mine, have you?
Oh,
No, this is like when it was legitimate.
Whoa!
This is like when it was
Not
legitimately
yet.
interesting.
I'll bring it in next week.
So, people doing Wii bowling. And somehow we got onto the top of it 300.
Wow.
We got onto the top of it 300, and he started thinking he was King Leonidas. It was like within an hour, he was fully clothed. And like, not even an hour, like a half hour, he was down to his fucking boxer shorts. And this is, he still has it. He had like one of those replica English broadswords.
Oh God!
And he had him out on the wall, and he's like drunk. He's like swinging around. And at one point, he got some girl's panties and put them on his head.
He just had.
He's like walking around in his boxer shorts. He's like swinging around his giant bust. We're like, "This is Sparta!" He's just screaming at the top of his lungs. Eventually, like some of the girls wanted to fuck with him, and eventually, he ripped up his boxer shorts. So literally, it was
like
a loincloth.
I get up to try to mimic it.
I don't know, but I want to know.
This is only happening an inch behind your head.
He's like
sex acts.
No, he's like stumbling around, swinging his sword around. His like boxers get so ripped up that it's literally he has. It's really just an elastic
It's a
band.
loincloth.
Yeah. He's like. Hey, no, this is the fucked up part. It's like there's this.
Oh, this is the fucked up part.
It's the fucked up part.
It's like and he starts like jumping on the couch and like. No, I guess something happened where this guy who was a brother of a friend of his was there. I guess.
Did he kick that guy?
No, he like his dick touched the dude's shoulder or something, and the dude apparently is like a huge homophobe, and he almost got. And literally, they started.
What touched the guy's shoulder?
Either his balls and dick got too close, or they actually like touched.
Oh my god, I have a story just like this.
Well, that's just not fun.
But no, the guy apparently turns out to be a huge homophobe. He started, even though the guy's like engaged to a girl, started calling him a faggot and all this shit.
Sure.
It got like serious.
I would
really
not
fast.
call a drunk man. Was the sword sharp?
It's one of those replica.
Dude, if it's a broadsword, it doesn't really have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I think a large
like
drunk man
fun.
half naked with a broadsword.
Oh, yeah!
I would just call him a faggot.
Who's Rhoda? And then the house explodes.
But no, they started getting into like he dropped the broadsword and they started getting into
What
a
an
legitimate
idiot.
fight. No, but eventually, like
He
I guess
unequipped it.
he beat the shit out of the dude, and like his brother, who's the friend, was like, "Dude, I'm like totally fucking sorry. I didn't know this was gonna happen." Like, drags his.
You knew that was gonna happen.
No.
He kind of hoped it would set him straight.
No, and then like, this is actually down by Custer Lane, down near the mall.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how there's like where 57th Street goes up over the interstate?
Yeah.
There's that huge wetlands.
Yeah, yeah.
It was raining a fuck ton, and that whole area flooded.
Oh boy.
And I guess after that whole fight about like him being
That's probably where the bike trail mutant lays its eggs. Like a mosquito.
No, but eventually we found that Mr. Jesse King Leonidas, he took off and was swimming in, because it had flooded like a good 4 feet, and he was swimming in it.
Picked up by the cops, half naked, drunk, in any night of the week. Like,
I don't know. I got another story where, okay, this is not.
Our cops are handing out too many tickets because they're not catching this guy out there running around trying to be goddamn fucking your man from the Hunter from the Future or whatever.
Oh god, him and his father, him and his dad too. It's his dad gets him off on a lot of shit. I mean, not that I worded that wrong. Gets him out of a lot.
No,
of
I know
shit.
what you meant.
Yeah.
Was
It's
his,
like
his dad's connected?
No, it's just like his dad will just come and help him. Like if he like fucks up hardcore. Because like there was another time he...
Well, it must be nice. My parents would call the cops on me.
Well, there's one time he was... this is before we were roommates. He had like a Chevy Lumina. And he was out on one of the country roads and... he claims he wasn't drunk driving. I'm not too sure. But he was on one of these roads where it makes like a sudden right turn. And there was a fire hydrant at the turn. Because he had thought that the road just went straight.
Yeah.
So he's going down this road about 60 miles an hour.
Wait, what?
Misses the sign that says, hard right 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Plows into the fire hydrants. And this was a dead fire hydrant. There was no water.
Okay.
Luckily.
So it just was punk.
It was just like punk. And goes out to the cornfield. And literally it's like the fire hydrant's like somehow his car was still rolling because the fire hydrant was like in his engine bay. And he called up his dad. And his dad actually came out with his big truck and like drug him out. And somehow during this whole time, because there's houses nearby and shit, nobody calls the fucking cops. Because there's just a huge racket. He's making a huge racket.
Wow.
And like...
But my buddy steals a lawn gnome at 4 o'clock in the morning once, and the old people next door are up and spying on the neighborhood like 1984 and call it in, and he gets a charge.
I don't know.
I fucking hate this town.
I don't. Well, again, he's like building fire trucks now, so...
Hey, good for him.
Yeah. I love the guy.
Should I tell my story of the guy who put his balls on my shoulder and I had to beat the hell out of him?
Yeah, go ahead.
See, I'm kind of like the other guy in that story. No, I'm at this party that my goth friends are throwing. These goth kids I met while working at the sword and knife store and the Halloween store. Cool as shit. They're like siblings to me now. So anyways, the cool goth chick, her sister years ago got knocked up by this skinny tweaker juggalo piece of shit, and he's just a fucking major fuck stain pile that gets out of jail and just immediately starts drinking, and that he can't, on his probation, can't drink, and so ends up going right back. Makes pinky swears with his daughter that, daddy will never go back to jail, and daddy will be here for you. Goes back to jail within the week. The guy cannot freaking learn his lesson, right?
Yeah.
Well, case in point, they're throwing a party. He shows up with his other sketchy buddy, and fucking has like a 20-pack of like Natty Ice or something, right?
Yeah.
And proceeds to get fucked up, and I forget what we were joking about, but me and him are both like pro wrestling fans. And like I'm not a big fan of like ICP's music, but I dig their pro wrestling stuff. Like they used to wrestle and they used to actually be good. And they have their own like parody pro wrestling fed, like the JCW. Anyways, me and him were talking wrestling or something, and he jumps up on the couch, this little skinny dude, and jumps. He tried to jump on me or something, and I caught him and I put him on my shoulders like a fireman's carry. And you did not want me to do that because one of my favorite throws in judo is kataguruma, the big wheel throw where you put somebody in fireman's carry and then you throw them. In freaking judo or
cartwheel.
In pro wrestling, it's called the Death Valley Driver.
Ah.
And the one goth kid is 300 pounds. I've actually picked him up at a party and thrown him with that. So anyways, this little skinny guy is probably barely 100 pounds, jumps on my shoulders or whatever. Or he was fucking with me and I put him in it. And I wasn't going to dump him and hurt him or nothing, but he's up there and we're all joking around and he starts fucking humping my fucking shoulder.
Oh.
Now
he's just fucking, and he had pants on and shit, and it's not like he had a boner or nothing, but he's like humping my shoulder, right? And I laugh because I'm a Jackass fan.
Coming in?
I'm going to disappear for a bit because I'm going to fetch our favorite gay Ukrainian.
Okay.
He's at work now, so...
Lord Stephen Magna.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Sweet.
Oh, hey, he's gonna really like the fact that in Poland, Spitfire's a dude. The pony's a dude.
Mm-hmm.
As a male voice actor.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, we'll ask him when he gets in.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because we can't stop talking about dicks when he's here.
Yeah.
Which is really weird.
To be
But
fair,
see, the difference...
To be fair, even when the place doesn't have gay people
It's all just
around,
dicks,
we
huh?
still talk about dicks.
That's kind of funny.
We're talking about balls.
We
fucking- No.
But see, okay,
Yeah,
the difference between your story and what my story is that my story was accidental. He was like... He was thinking he was at Thermopylae at the hot gates,
Okay.
battling...
Yeah, see, here's the thing.
So what did you do after he
Here's
started
the thing,
humping your
and
shoulder?
like one of my best friends, who's also kind of this weird goth artsy dude, is also a sub-genius and is totally onto all the same sci-fi shit as me. Basically, had the same life story as me. Shit on by everybody, women, society in general, hates everybody and everything. We read all the same outsider books by, books on Satanism by Anton LaVey and the Subgenius books and all this shit. He's sitting there, he like arches one eyebrow like Spock, like, this is an interesting cultural exchange. And he knows, like, oh, well, I'm the Vulcan, Dan's the Klingon. This is going to end in, kablah! But he was actually sitting there like amused because the guy's like dry humping my shoulder. And here's the thing. I truly am not homophobe, even though I was brainwashed to have homophobic tendencies and still struggle with it. I was raised a Christian. What do you want? Well, here's the thing. One, I've done MMA, so I've had to wrestle with sweaty dudes. You can't be a homophobe and do that, okay? Not that, we're getting hard-ons, but... Two, I'm a huge fan of Jackass. And I'm not gay, but in Jackass, when they get naked to do a stunt, it makes it funnier. And when they act gay, because they really aren't gay, it's funnier. I had to explain this to my gay friend once. I'm like, if I was gay, I'd just jack off to it. I'm straight, so it's funny. And he's like, oddly enough, that makes sense. So anyways... I laughed.
No, it's just that you mentioned Jackass, and my mind immediately goes, I think it was the third Jackass movie, where at the beginning, it's like that miniature landscape, you see this mountain range, you just see the mountain range erupt.
Jackass 3D. Anyways, so I laugh it off, right? And I just kind of chuck him off of me gently. I don't fucking Katagaruma him, right?
And then he explodes
out the side those of you listening, quick, go onto the internets. Go clickety-clack, look up on YouTube either Katagaruma or Death Valley Driver and see what I'm talking about.
Clop, clop.
Huh?
No, you were doing that. I was clickety-clack, I was like cloppity-clop.
Yeah, but I'm doing like point and click with two fingers.
Yeah. Well, that's how who's do it.
Oh, okay.
You can only
I see.
Idiots type, too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't type like that.
Why not? You type like this.
I'm fast, man.
Well, you know type like this?
Oh, I type really fast.
Oh, well then why you type like
fucking chatting in fucking webcam rooms, dude. You gotta fucking say some dirty shit quick. Like, you gotta be different.
Or else
anyways,
they lose their boner.
I don't know. Well, no! What? Fuck you! And your stupid hat. Anyways. So what's this guy do? This guy does not learn his lesson, like I said, right? He's a drug addict, right? He's a fucking ex-con. He jumps back up there. And I laugh it off, and I throw him off again. And in fact, I think I waited till like the third, and then I was like, okay, seriously, you do it again, I'm gonna fucking hit you. And he jumps on for a fourth time, and he's like, humping my shoulder. I should have stood up and fucking...
Just show you.
Well, no, I have a move I developed, and I have yet to ever actually do it anybody. I told anybody if I ever went to pro wrestling, my finisher is gonna be what I call the shoot down. I throw you with a Katagaruma, right? While in midair, I do a spinning back kick and kick you in midair while you're upside down.
That's some Street Fighter shit right there.
But I can totally do it.
No,
but
that's
I didn't do it. You know what I did? I threw the guy off of me. He went to jump on me a fifth time. BAM! Right cross, right in the nutsack.
Ooh.
He's so fucking drunk. He falls down, right? And everybody at the party's like, ooh.
He lost a testicle.
And the thing is my other weirdo friend that I was talking about earlier, he dated that guy's ex, the one he had the kid with. Yeah. He dated her years later, and that guy hates this fucking dude. So he's sitting there, and he's like, he's got like this look of utter glee on his face, like, oh my god, yes, somebody finally smashed this dipshit in the nuts. And everybody else is like, oh. And it gets really quiet at the party, except for like Typo Negative, whatever's playing in the background. This motherfucker, drunk as shit, gets up, laughs about it, and comes for a sixth time. He's so drunk, he didn't feel the right cross to the nuts. Well, of course, I'm sitting down, so I couldn't really get my leg behind it. I could barely get my hip and my back and my shoulder into it. Yeah. So you know what I did this time? I post on one hand, get halfway up, and just roundhouse kick. BAM! And just kick him right square in the nutsack. And he fucking goes down this time and doesn't get back up. And I'm like, dude, and the thing is, he laughs. And then, like, after a minute or two, he gets up and he's just back to partying.
He's
he was
very
so drunk.
No, he just didn't have anything there, probably.
His testicles swing like
No. He came by the next day. He's like, I'm like, your balls sore? No, I'm good. I think they're black and blue, but they don't feel bad. And then you know what happened? The week after that, they have another party. He shows up with another, like, 20-pack of Natty Ice. Like, Dan's going to have to kick me in the nuts again. Woo! And the goth chick is like, technically he's family. He's my niece's father. I mean, he's like family. I'm like, why do you put up with this asshole?
Yeah.
And she's like, please don't beat him up. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the computer room and lock myself in there. Because,
Please don't beat him up.
Yeah. And now he skipped the state to go work in another state with his tweaker girlfriend, and fuck him, he's a piece of shit. But everybody was all like, that was great. You kicked and punched him in the nuts. And I was like, yeah, he didn't learn his lesson. And he was so drunk, it didn't even hurt him that bad, which is really scary.
The drunker you are, the more indestructible your testicles become.
I should have grabbed him and like yanked on him, or just grabbed him and did that move where you grab them and you pull them towards you as you shear away with a karate chop.
You liquefy them.
You try and scissor them off.
Oh god.
That's my favorite kata from
Don't ever do that
Taekwondo.
move.
No.
Actually, there's a gal that ripped them off with her bare hands.
Oh god.
I wouldn't do that.
There
What
was
a
some
nice
100-pound gal
person.
that was getting beat up by her husband, and she ripped them off. There's a granny.
Well, he deserved it then.
There's a granny in Europe. The guy
Wow.
tried to rape her. He did
I don't
rape
think
her.
castration
And she apparently
really
milked
is
goats
part
all
of
day
it.
for a living, and she actually grabbed a dude's nuts and ripped them off.
Oh god. Okay, see, rape. I don't know.
What's granny rape? What the fuck's wrong with you if you're gonna granny rape? Like,
Yeah.
Well, there was that one Australian granny that shot a bunch of people that raped her granddaughter.
good for her, man.
She
for her.
fucking just drove out, fucking killed people in broad daylight. Wasn't until like a week later that they got the story straight. So for a while there, it's like crazy grandma.
No, that's what's great about old people. Old people will do that shit sometimes because they're like, what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail? I only got a couple years left. Bring it on. Old people make the best suicide bombers. They got nothing left to live for. What was it Arabs do? They trick the young people into doing it. You should trick your old people into doing it, stupid.
I heard Doug Stanhope had a whole routine about how he was talking about like rigging up his mom as a suicide bomber.
Bill Hicks has a whole great thing about how, which would you rather, he goes, what we ought to use old people for is he goes, we ought to use them as living crash test or stunt dummy.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Norris in like action films.
Yeah.
He's like, which would you rather? Your beloved old elder die in a pool of their own filth in some freaking home where the people working there don't even care about them? Or would you rather Chuck Norris kicks her out a window, she falls onto a propane truck and dies in a giant explosion? At least that way she gets to go with an ounce of dignity and you get a cool fucking movie out of the deal.
No, he
Because it
was
was a
talking
real
about like
fact.
just rigging up his mom for demolition, and just that's literally what he said. Rig her up for demolition. For like, this is just the dumbest. Like, his whole beef was against Subway, the sandwich shop.
She goes in, boom.
No, because like he's so pissed off that like they end their breakfast at 11 a.m. and he gets there at like 11:10.
Ah, son
And
of a bitch.
And he's like, yeah, can I get the
The thing.
ham and egg omelet, the ham omelet? And he's like, sorry, sir, it's past 11 a.m. We put that away. It's like, no, you fucking didn't. It's in the shelf behind you. Let's go grab it. And he's like, eventually, it's like they keep saying no. He's like, fine, you fucker, you made me fucking do this. I didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to. Mother! And she comes in, and he's like, and she comes in her fucking bathrobe with a dead cat hanging off her arm and 3 cigarettes, and with a detonator in her right hand. She's like, goodbye! Boom! But he has her rigged up not to explode, but like as a building to just implode. And so it's like, he doesn't want to kill the poor kid.
Yeah.
He just wants to teach him a lesson.
He makes you want to have to mop up an imploded grandma.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm like the exact opposite. I'm the guy that goes in at like 10:50. Yeah, can I get like, like a steak? Like, no, only breakfast. I'm like, fuck! And the late breakfast guy, I'm the early lunch guy. He's a late breakfast guy. We pass each other. Like, it's like that old joke where there's a guy falling off an airplane and his chute won't open, and he sees a guy coming up at him. And as they're going past, the guy's like, hey, you know anything about parachutes? And the guy going up is like, you know anything about propane stoves? That's an old redneck joker from around here.
Oh.
So somehow that's probably how brunch was invented. Is like the late breakfast guy and the early lunch guy passed each other like, fuck! And stopped. And they're like, are you pissed? Because no, I'm pissed because. And they're like, fuck it, let's make brunch. Fuck these faggots.
You know what really pisses me off is like there's one Subway sandwich shop in Ellensburg, Washington that their breakfast sandwiches, what they'll do is they have 2 hot plates with actual pans. And yeah, it's like the pre-mixed carton of like egg. It's actual egg. And they'll make actual fucking omelets to put on your sandwiches. Not this egg patty bullshit. It's fucking awesome.
I too had my own little feud with Subway when I lived out in Portland like 10 years ago.
Oh, who doesn't?
At the time is when they had Gilbert Gottfried doing radio commercials. And
Yeah.
he was doing this thing. They even had it on TV, I think, where he was all like, because they had Scoochie cheese. I don't know what the fuck Scoochie cheese is, but apparently it's Italian. And in the commercials, he would be like, you know, Scoochie cheese! Subway has Scoochie cheese! And just 5 times a fucking day on the radio, and then 5 times at night you would hear this fucking ad. To the point where I'd be trying to go to sleep, and I'd just hear Gilbert Gottfried screaming Gucci cheese, Scoochie cheese, whatever the fuck it was at me. Every time I went in the Subway in Portland, I would walk in and I'd be like, Scoochie cheese! You have the Scoochie cheese! I want the Scoochie cheese! And every time, these poor fuckers were in there just look at me like, these just poor, sad sack teenagers like, oh, we just work here, dude.
You know why? It's probably because they've heard that 50 times already because it's fucking Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I feel bad because I realize it's not their fault. It's a marketing fucks.
Yeah.
And the CEOs.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But now Gilbert Gottfried talks shit about the Japanese people when they get killed by tsunamis or whatever the fuck that earthquake shit was, and
then he gets fired because
Geico sells a ton of insurance to the
no, it's not Geico, it's
Affleck. He was
Affleck.
a duck. He was the voice of the
yeah.
Affleck.
Yeah.
That's still bullshit though, because he's a comedian, so you gotta expect him to make jokes about shit.
But you gotta remember, I mean,
I actually kind of agree with why they did that, because 1, it's a different culture, so who knows how they'll react to it. And 2, you notice Andrew Dice Clay doesn't do ads for anybody?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like hickory dickory dock. Mother Goose sucked the cock by Kellogg's. You never see that.
Josh is laughing at you out there.
There's a reason why you don't see that shit.
Some more shit.
No, you guys got, if you can,
Dan rhyming is awesome. Sorry.
fucking download Andrew Dice Clay, Bill Hicks, and Doug Stanhope. They're fucking amazing.
Little boy blue. He needed the money. Chevy like a rock. What, that one was gonna laugh? Fuck you
I have
assholes.
no clue what's going on, seriously.
This is all comedy from when you were just
tadpole.
I
Yeah.
was born in 92, so...
Yes. So
God,
when
make
you
us feel old.
when you were a load in your daddy's nutsack.
I'm gonna puke now. Please give me the pizza box.
There might be a slice left.
Oh no, I meant to puke in, and I'm kidding.
Yeah, but I don't want to
Yeah,
puke.
the box is empty.
No, unless you're like getting like the pre-puke like saliva buildup, you're not gonna puke.
Oh, you get that like the
massive
pre-dry heaves are all like.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. No, but then you build up a huge amount of saliva because your body's like, I'm gonna force up a huge amount of hydrochloric acid through here. I better protect it somehow.
I told you guys the one about how I puked on the concrete steps and ate into them with my ass.
Yeah, you said that last week.
I got an even better puking story.
The one where you hit the toilet?
Oh, I told you that one?
That was
Have I
a
said
good
that one on
story.
air? The one with the project. I have a mutant power to projectile vomit.
You didn't tell that on here. You told me personally.
Oh,
That's a good
sweet.
story.
Okay, I was like 19. I was living with my buddy. We were all like 10, 20 gamers would come over and we'd play like D&D, Cyberpunk, Champions Hero System. We'd bitch about X-Force comics all night. Anyways, they all come over. We're gaming one night. Out of nowhere, I get like a flu, like a stomach flu, like some type of fucked up 24-hour virus. And I'm like, I really don't feel good. And they're like, you don't look good. I'm like, do you mind if I go? And I slept on the dude's couch, and he's like, go use my room, go sleep in my room. And I'm like, I think I might have to wake up to throw up. And he's like, take a bucket with you. He's just going there so it's quiet and dark, and we'll be out here gaming because always we'll keep you up. I'm like, all right. Yeah. Because it's like a one-bedroom apartment or whatever, right? I go in there and go to sleep. Middle of the night, I wake up. I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to puke now. And I come running out of this fucking bedroom. And, like, whatever wastebasket or whatever he gave me is not going to be big enough. And I'm like, I gotta go in the bathroom right now. And the door's locked. And they're like, oh, Adam's in there taking a shit. I'm like, oh, fuck. And everybody's like, oh, no. And I can't puke in this guy's sink because it's full of dishes because we're bachelors. And I can't puke in his garbage because it's full of McDonald's wrappers to the top, and it's gonna like. And the thing is, I'm like, Adam, how much longer are you gonna be, dude? He's like, I'm almost done. I'm like, hurry up, like, just wash your hands and sink out here. And some gas came up. I went like this, like, and I was afraid of belching because I thought other stuff might come up. So I was literally like that, like a cartoon. Like I put one index finger. And my cheeks ballooned out like a puffer fish, like poking out its spines, right? And I remember the one chick that gave this, Sue was like, Adam, get the fuck out of there now! And Adam comes running out of the bathroom, right? And I slam the door shut, and I go to like, it's literally like slow-mo, like, like some fucking $6 million man Steve Austin shit. For you young punks, Google that. So anyways, I know I'm not going to make the toilet. And it's coming up now, and and he had this huge bathroom. So it's like literally like I'm like over there where he is, and I got puke all the way across the room, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna
about 10 feet.
I'm gonna aim it for the toilet, and hopefully most of it goes in there, and whatever else I'll clean up later, right? And it just goes, and I'm like Godzilla wrecking Tokyo with atomic breath, like ah! And fucking. Fuck, it shoots across the room, man. There's like, you can feel like chunks of meat like bounce off the TV.
You're like, that's salmon. I haven't had salmon in 2 weeks.
Dude, it's like rainbow colored and shit. It's
you're like, when did I eat a highlighter?
And I'm like, he left the seat down because he was just taking a shit. I'm like, oh no, because now there's like, if it was up, I'd have more room, like a bigger target to hit.
Yeah.
I gotta hit like a fucking Robin Hood bullseye. And I'm just like, ah! And then, okay, that's the, like you puke, there's waves, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have like charges, like a dragon's breath weapon in D&D, right?
Yeah.
So I run over there, hit my knees, skid over, and I'm like,
You're like screaming Nordic shouts, like languages you
I'm
never...
like yelling shit in German, Japanese, and Klingon, like fucking quoting Shakespeare,
you're like screaming,
like, cry havoc!
That's what we call possession.
I released the dogs of and then you get the dry heaves. You're all like war.
Now, see, to our listeners, because most of our listeners are under the drinking age, this is what happens when you drink too much and your body's like, you done fucked up. Now I'm going to humiliate you.
24-hour stomach virus flu thing, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know the worst part?
No, this also happens when you're drunk.
I got a quick question.
Oh, worst part? I got diarrhea in the middle of that. Shit my pants.
Oh my god.
No, he's not done yet. The ending is good.
Oh, okay.
The ending.
The ending is close.
Okay, I get done, right? And I'm like, okay, dry heaves are over. Everything's out. You feel better after that's all over, right? And I'm like, okay, clean up the puke. I turn around. I looked all over. There's not a drop of puke anywhere in the bathroom. I lifted the seat, looked under it. I looked around the back of the toilet, the sides of the shower. I looked, like, the lip of the sink, like underneath the door. I checked everywhere. There was, like, splatter. There was not one drop of puke that didn't make it in the toilet, which means...
I thought because he said you had diarrhea and shit your pants,
Oh, no.
I thought you were going to turn around and see, like, oh my god, I puked from the other side.
No, there was like...
No, it's the fact that he has pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
And so much force. And the thing is, when I came out, Sue was like, that's the loudest vomit I've ever heard. She was like, you woke up the neighbors. She's like, that was like, she said, that's literally like Godzilla's atomic breath. She's like, and like, she just told the story like not too long ago. She's like, that's like 15 years ago. That's the loudest goddamn thing I ever heard. She's like, you're a martial artist. You must like puke from like your toes up. Like you center your chi and you go into a stance and somehow you like project from like the foot up like a good punch or something. Like you throw a puke from your hip.
That should be like a new fighting style. Like,
I can't tell you, there's been times where people have pissed me off, and usually it was like a woman, so it was like somebody I couldn't just hit. Like a dude pisses me off, I'm just gonna fucking hit him, right? I've had times where a chick pissed me off by like talking down to me or being all Miss Priss or whatever, and like tried to embarrass me at a party or in a social group or whatever.
yeah.
And I'm like, I can't just hit her. I can't tell you how many times I've thought about just going up to a chick and
Like a vulture.
just puking on her.
Vulture's a little puke.
If you read the Red Lantern or Green Lantern comics, the Red Lanterns there's a kitty. There's an Earth kitty, Dexstar, who got a Red Lantern Ring of Rage,
shit.
and he pukes this glowing acidic vomit on people as his weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I remember one time I almost.
I think
Actually-
had something.
What's that?
Casey had a story.
Oh,
He's
no,
a
I didn't have a
question.
story. I had a question.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Please tell me, Adam at least flushed the toilet before you went
Yeah, he
face
did. Yeah,
full
he
into
did.
it.
I didn't dive in face first, but no, he flushed.
Danielle, did you have a question?
Well, I had a couple stories, but my brain's kind of.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Did we
My
creep
brain's
you out?
kinda
Oh
dead.
no! Well,
Did I
I've
break
had a
your
couple
brain?
puke stories of my own.
Oh, okay.
No, but I have one where actually, and this is why you should always buy those rubber floor mats for your vehicle, and also like in my truck, and that's why I have one. I ended up having to throw it out. But no, I was like, this is when I was making John Moreau runs down to Texas, and I was listening to like a lot of Howard Stern. And one day, and this is after this is like when he was first on Sirius and first got the Sibian.
Oh, is this when he had the stripper like take a dump in the kitty litter box?
No,
in the
no,
studio?
this was when he had that one woman who.
Oh, the queefer?
No, not the queefer. It's the one. She's a woman, but she looks like a muscle-bound dude. She has like the bald head.
Female bodybuilder.
She has a bald head and actually a goatee.
Oh, the porn star.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
Buck.
him.
yeah, Buck Angel.
Yeah, the guy with the vagina.
Yeah, and I guess it must have been ID.
The porn guy just went, what?
The porn girl. He's actually a female.
It was a girl
No,
who got the
it's-
surgery to become a guy, but never got the wiener.
Well, because
Yeah,
that
she
way
has
she's
all the female parts
I don't
down here,
think
but
I'm
everything
ever
else
gonna
is male.
watch any of the videos
No,
on that
she-
one.
No,
I only saw a picture. That was plenty
She's
for me.
like-
I'm
she's ripped, and like so
Dude, if
I'm
I had
listening-
arms like her, I'd be fucking.
We'll work out.
I will after I get this hand not broke.
and like I already wasn't feeling so good because I ate some like shitty truck stop tuna salad sandwich or something.
Oh, bad move.
Yeah, and so I wasn't already feeling
Did you
all
get
right.
worms?
No, I didn't get worms.
Oh.
I didn't get
Become super
superpowers.
intelligent.
I didn't get superpowers. But so like and they had this this porn star Buck Angel on. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they talk her into getting on the Sibian.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, okay, and like she's moaning and shit. And she's like, gets done, and I'm like, I ain't feeling so good. And then they get Richard Christie, the redneck from Kansas.
Okay.
He like writes a bunch of jokes and shit, does a bunch of bits.
Oh, he isn't that white supremacist dude that goes on there or whatever, right?
No, that's Daniel Carver.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's Daniel Carver. But no, they get him to come up because apparently he's a real filthy son of a bitch. He like showers like once a week or something,
Ah.
and he writes jokes and shit.
You
And
should at least shower twice a week.
and for each person they have get on the Sibian, they put on a new thing
Good,
and then take
good,
it off.
'cause otherwise that'd
yeah,
be kinda-
and they take it off and they'll have the person autograph it.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I guess. But and then they put it back in the bag and they put it on their like display case.
Kind of like used panties in Japan.
Yeah. So like they get him in there and they get him to smell the thing. So he's like, "Oh, okay." And he goes up
They
and
told him
he's-
it was some woman, right?
No, he knew it was Buck Angel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to find a place to pull over.
Why did you turn the radio off?
I
You
don't
had to
know.
know what happened.
I had to know
You
what
had to
happened.
know what happened.
And I guess from the outside, people start seeing like I'm like drifting.
Because you can't DVR the radio.
This is like an early satellite system where you can't record. I'm like slowing down to like 50 miles an hour. I'm like, this isn't. And he's like, he goes up. He's like, oh, it smells like shit. And he's like, and he looks at it, he's like, there's like blood. I'm like, he's like, there's like blood on it. And I'm like, oh god. And I just like pull over. I hit the brakes and I puke right onto the floor mat.
Did the air brake get released?
No, the air brake. I just like pulled and like I almost caused everybody's like 10 truckers get on the radio. I was like, dude, are you okay? You pulled over so fucking fast. I'm just still. And I get the door open. arc the puke. I like puked on my leg. I'm just like arcing the puke out. And they're like, "Oh God, he's fucking sick." And eventually, I just like I get it all out, and I just it's a rubber floor mat. I just like pull it out. I just grab it. I just put a glove on. I grab it. I just throw it out onto the road. I'm like, fuck that.
Was there an old Native American man on the other side of the highway with a single tear running down his eye?
This wasn't Oklahoma. And I go back and like my left leg is just like covered in vomit. I just like I climb back in and like I take my pants and I hook my foot so that it pulls it inside out.
Okay.
And I just take it, I ball it up, I throw it out the other side, put a new pair of pants on, and I keep going down the road.
I actually feel bad for the prisoner detail that had to clean up that section of the highway. Or whatever.
It was horrible.
Boy Scout Club
Did you get on the
213
fucking radio or the CV and be like, no, I was listening to Howard Stern?
I almost was tempted. I actually did get on my cell phone and call up the show, but I kept getting busy signals.
Hey, I liked it so much.
You should try and contact.
But no, it was just like when he said, "Oh my God, there's blood on it," and I'm like, "I just okay,
That was
this
the
is
last straw.
my body's like, okay, fuck you. You put some weird sandwich of magic sandwich in me. Now this is the last straw."
Dude, if your sandwich was a condom, it would be a truck stop condom.
I would assume the condoms you get out of the truck stop dispensary thing in the bathroom for a quarter pretty safe. Probably safer if you were to actually eat it than any type of salad sandwich in the cooler.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, egg salad, oh, chicken salad, oh, fucking tuna salad. Yeah, guess what? All those things have dairy, mayonnaise, and some type of questionable meat, and then they sit there. After about 5 minutes, I don't care if they're heated or cold, they're basically been weaponized into a freaking biological, plague.
Okay, you remember when America's Funniest Home Videos had that one dude on it?
Bob Saget?
Yes. They had a thing where it was the club. They had a club that you would stick on your front seat instead, and the heat of the sun would weaponize it, so that anybody busting in would eat it, and then they'd basically shit themselves. It was a parody. It was a joke sketch.
This sounds utterly insane.
It was pretty funny.
You remember the thing from RoboCop? There was a robot arm that would come out from underneath the car and grab your nuts. Or no, that's from a different movie. That's from
not from RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop was the thing where you sat in the car and it would electrocute you.
But they have those in South
No.
Africa.
What was the movie? It was one of the Leslie Nielsen movies where it was one of the Naked Gun movies. It had OJ in it. Where you got too close to the car, robot arm came out and grabbed your nuts.
We should watch those for them.
No, we should.
Oh, but I have them.
They're terrible.
They're funny.
They're pretty good.
They were funny when I was a kid.
They're not funny now?
Now they're stupid.
Why aren't they funny now?
Because
he
when
died.
you grow up, things you like when you're a kid become stupid.
But I like these not when kids, so they're good.
Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry for missing Batman the other night.
You son of a bitch.
I've been pretty fucked up all week.
No, so have I. I've been so drunk.
Well, I think we
no,
should.
Me, it's like me. It gets around like 4 or 5 at night, and I'm just like, don't feel good.
And that's when
they just go to sleep.
Yeah,
and that's how Dan falls asleep.
And that's how Equestrian was born.
Oh, thank God we some pony reference.
Yeah, we haven't talked about ponies in like 1 hour.
Yeah.
What are you, the pony police?
So
He
do we
mentioned
talk
ponies
about episode synopsis for new episodes that are coming out?
Not really. We just talk about them as we
no
watch
spoilers.
them.
Okay.
I only have one finger to put in one ear.
Alright.
Other finger
I won't bring
broken.
it up.
Yeah. Why, was there something else you want to talk about, pony community related?
I did want to talk about how we do have like opposing views on like how the series has been doing since the second season started. I feel like the episodes have gotten weaker,
and I feel like they've gotten much better.
I feel they've gotten much better also.
Well, I mean, I loved Sisterhood Social, but I mean the Cutie Mark one, and I mean I love Rainbow Dash, but something about the latest one, it still feels like there's something missing, and I think it's just interaction between all the characters.
Oh yeah, now they're doing a lot more individualistic ones, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I think a lot
because
of people...
we already saw the group dynamic.
Yeah,
and if you want to see more of that,
dynamics.
You can go watch the first season.
I know.
At least it's not as bad as Skins. Series 1 and 2 were good, but then 3 brought in a whole new cast, and it was shit.
Skins?
It was a British show.
Yeah.
They think they put it on
Mistake number one.
BBC.
Well, they brought it.
Watching any British.
It was actually really good.
Did we
For
ever
the
talk
first 2
about?
seasons.
Did we actually?
There's an American one too. Not nearly as many tits in it.
Did we ever actually talk about how season 3 of My Little Ponies? So far they've ordered.
Wait.
Huh?
Oh! I thought we were already in, and I'm like, when was I frozen?
No.
Is it
This
2012
is actually
already?
this is actually
Yeah.
from a couple weeks ago.
Welcome to the future, Buck Rogers.
Right,
Welcome to
go
the
on.
world of tomorrow.
Don't worry. Once I get Mixer, I'll be able to shut these two fuckers up.
We'll be
Hey,
on
I always
the
tell him to
channel.
shut up for you.
I know.
Alright.
But so a couple weeks ago, Equestria Daily had said that report that 13 episodes for season 3 have been ordered. And that freaked everybody out because it's like only 13 episodes.
No, it didn't say. It didn't say that they'd been ordered. That they have already started production on them. The scripts are written for them and whatnot. They're still working on the other half.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. But they also talked about how what was it? Some drama in the production staff.
A couple of the old writers are taking off.
Yeah. What are they gonna go do?
I don't know.
They're gonna go work on other projects.
But that is pretty sad. You know, I am bummed to hear that.
Well, as long as
I'm not really
Ponies-
too. I mean, as long as they maintain.
Well, I wasn't so worried when I heard Lauren was leaving because everybody.
Because her work was already pretty much done.
Yeah, everybody had the idea, but the more people that leave from the original team, the more new.
The
people.
dynamic is gonna go until eventually it's all new people.
Yeah, and
But
then
what if-
it'll and then
what if
the
it's better?
and then the Sonic
If it's
team
better,
thing will
then they can
happen,
eat
and then
them.
it'll.
So,
it,
I
God, I
guess.
hope the Sonic thing doesn't
All the
happen.
people
Yeah.
that thought it
Or the
was-
WoW thing.
Oh my God, Ponies 2006 is gonna happen.
They're gonna get Jaleel White to do a voice.
They
no.
were.
How Sonic Team basically became a pile
Sonic
of shit.
Sonic Team is basically a company, a game studio within Sega that is tasked with making all the Sonic games, but really they want to make other games. They hate Sonic. They don't want to make Sonic games, so they want to do other games.
But they
Well,
could make such a good Sonic
everybody who had talent on Sonic on the original Sonic Team left, and eventually slowly replaced for me.
But see, I don't think that'll be a problem with My Little Pony because the fandom has generated so much content on its own.
Sonic 2006.
I don't think it would matter. I think at this point it doesn't fucking matter what Hasbro
But
does.
that's the thing is like
They'll entertain
that's not a
themselves.
problem for a Brony like you, but for a Brony like me, I rely on the show. I don't rely on the fan content as much.
I expect suicides to go up after Ponies jumps the shark. Which the turtle almost did.
It's not 80s Battlestar Galactica, dude.
With the motorcycles and shit?
That was the later one.
But that was bad.
That was like Galactica 1980.
Yeah, but that was bad.
I'm talking about the 1970s.
Oh, okay. See, I thought you were talking about the 80s.
When it
It
got
sounds like they're
canceled?
keeping
Did you ever hear about that?
It sounds like they're keeping the music guy.
Yeah.
They're keeping Thiessen. He's gonna still be on it. But I
Really?
mean, but a couple of the major show writers.
I think the writers. I think all the writers that we like are staying on.
Yeah.
It's some of the other writers and secondary writers that are leaving. So I think we're okay.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
As long as Legend of Korra is good, I'll be fine. Because if that's a piece of shit, I'm going to kill somebody.
Legend of Korra.
Probably.
The
Legend
next-
of Korra?
Is that the next Avatar? Or what?
Yeah, that's it's going to be a one season 80 years later. It should be cool.
Yeah, I read a bunch of stuff about it. It sounded like the X-Men and then that future. People
Because
are
there's an
actually very fearful of
anti-bender
benders,
movement. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I've
All the detectives
going back
are like
off
metal
the
benders and
off of
shit.
ponies. I think I found just enough justification to make me quit smoking because I was in Missouri on my way back up here. I
You
went through
saw.
Missouri, huh?
What'd you see?
And I pulled into a truck stop to get fuel. I walk inside. I look at their rack of cigarettes, and I see Pall Mall oranges, which are the cigarettes I smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up here, they're like nearly $6 a pack. $265 down there.
Oh my god!
And my eyes just like sparkle like I'm in heaven.
I can buy
Like
3
you want to
times
stock
as
up
many.
and throw it in the reefer.
No, and I'm like, I looked at it as like, wait a minute, the brand I actually like, Marlboro Special Blend 100s, $35 a carton. And I like just bought like 2 of them, right? 2 cartons, without even thinking about it.
Because it was cheap.
Yeah.
But
I
you
was
are
like,
going to quit now.
I hope I quit because I was like, afterwards I was like, holy shit, I acted way inappropriately for that.
Well, no,
Kinda
because that's
like
like
how I
somebody
act
that
with
digs.
ponies.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you find magic cards and now they're 2 for 1, then you like buy a box.
Yeah.
It's just that thing I like. I'll buy a bunch.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Actually,
I get way too giddy when I see.
I
that
found
thing,
it easier
Sometimes.
and easier to not buy geek stuff anymore.
Cigarettes aren't geek stuff.
And hopefully eventually I can get that way about fast food and
Oh my god!
everything
I
else
hope-
terrible in my life.
Go you!
Wow.
Because I hope you do.
Actually, I do get the pony related. I do get that way whenever I see that Little Miss Rarity post.
Did they come out with the glow in the dark ponies yet?
No.
Okay.
Not that I've seen.
Keep me posted.
I've seen a couple of the third wave blind bags posted on eBay,
Yeah.
but not a complete set, and that bothers the shit out of me.
Dude, I could dig a pony lava lamp. I got a.
Keep me
black
posted.
marble.
I'd like to know when those come out.
We
I
could
wanna
buy
a
glow in the
few.
dark paint and like paint one.
No,
Yeah, but
there's
these are
official
glow in the dark,
glow-in-the-dark
like
ponies.
Yeah.
plastic ones.
If you go on action figure websites, there are guys who mold
Yeah.
and do their own casts of figures
Oh.
and make their own figures.
Oh, that's pretty
They
good.
can make them
Wait,
out
so
of
are these
glow-in-the-dark
like
stuff.
shout outs to Fallout Equestria?
No.
Oh.
The glow-in-the-dark
Yeah,
ponies.
they're ghoul
Well,
ponies.
yeah.
They're glowing
It-
ones.
it's like
Oh, speaking of which, have you listened to any of those yet?
After my hand.
Huh?
I'll do it. Well, actually, now my sister gave me a thing so that I can listen to my iPod loudly. So yeah,
Well, because
I'll be
I
getting-
want you to listen to those. They're
I'll
really
be getting
good.
to those this week.
I'm so kind of upset that that one I was talking about, that one that was inspired by Harry Turtledove. I don't know if the guy's still writing it. I'm
Still
really
horrible sex scenes.
No,
No,
he
this
hasn't
guy
been writing
wasn't.
it at all. No, because it was like really funny. Because it's like it ended with Trixie accidentally seeing that one Australian dude's dick, and then he gets eaten by a manticore.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Which end of the manticore?
No, it's like literally he like
Did it eat his dick?
no. They explain the
God,
scene
no.
again. It's like humans have landed on Equestria. They're
Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember.
yeah, and they're like spreading out, and they set up a base, and
This one's male.
they're doing scouting parties, and one guy and the one Australian medic goes off to take a leak behind some trees, and in the same area as Trixie, because she got chased out of Ponyville and she's been sort of homeless inside the Everfree Forest, and she hears the Australian medic dude, scout guy, whatever, coming up, and she sees him. He doesn't see her. She sees him, and she thinks, she's never seen a human before, but she thinks, oh, if I capture it, I'll become famous again. Capture and bring it back to Ponyville. And she sees him put his gun down. Oh yeah, he's like wearing the gas mask and everything.
He
so
looks like a bug.
Yeah, he looks like a giant bug. And like she doesn't know if it's a he or she at all. And then she watches him take a leak, and he's like, "Oh, well, it's a he. At least I know that." And then she sees a manticore sneak up behind them. He gets finished up. He turns around, sees the manticore. What he thinks is just a giant lion, and starts shooting it. And then it just, because a manticore
Bites his dick off.
No, a manticore in mythical legend will eat a human instantly and completely. There'll be no sign of him.
He didn't shoot the iron spikes out of its tail, its
Didn't-
scorpion tail.
No.
Didn't just stab him. with a
Hey,
scorpion tail.
how crazy would it have been if he got stabbed in the dick with a scorpion tail?
Oh god.
And it just swole off.
That sounds.
And it just
painful.
exploded.
Oh
That,
god.
Are you
that
telling
sounds
me-
like Murphy Bebop Cola painful.
Wait. Are you telling me that if I get some like Africanized killer bees and let them sting my penis, and
It'll swell up?
it goes to anaphylactic shock?
You might be on the next Jackass.
Hey,
Is that the new Fox
That's
movie,
actually a
sir?
secret dream of mine. If they had auditions, I would go audition.
If you have a gun rack on your gun rack, you might be.
One of my ultimate goals of maybe, hopefully, becoming half-ass famous one day is just to be able to get a guest spot in one of their movies.
He'll have to have half the movie.
I don't know if they're going to do anymore because that one dude, Ryan Dunn, killed himself.
No, they are, because they did an hour-long special for MTV over that.
Did they?
Fuck Ryan Dunn. I don't care. I mean, he was a cool guy and everything, but fuck him. He was drunk driving.
Well, my whole take on that, because when that happened, I had a long talk with a bunch of people about it on Facebook, and I was like, well, you know those rock stars that you liked and I didn't, that, you know, basically did drugs or drank themselves to death, and I thought
This
it was
is
stupid.
that guy's.
This is my version of that. The guy, all of them and him brought laughter to me at times in my life when things were really bad. And I really, truly think they were artists because they made me laugh when literally nothing else could. And I'll always be a fan. How he died was stupid and wrong, and he shouldn't have done
I mean,
that.
I understand where you're
You know what really pisses me off? The guy in the passenger seat next to him was a former Navy SEAL that did car stunts for the movies, and that guy was drunk and let him drive drunk.
You think a drunk guy that did movie stunts would have been cooler?
He's a former Navy SEAL, does car stunts. You think he'd be like, hey, we shouldn't do 130 in a Porsche and go all over the road and you're drunk.
So you're saying he
was drunk
failed
too,
as
so
a
he's-
friend?
They were
he failed
both
as
drunk,
a stunt man.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
especially when you're drunk.
Especially when you're all drunk.
Okay, but see, my point of view is that yes, he did all that for me too. But at the end, all I see is a guy who was obviously drunk, endangering not only himself, not only his friend, but everybody on that road. Because I've seen the aftermaths of. I mean, I've
And all the
seen
people
I've
behind
seen
him.
friends and family, you know, have to deal with the aftermath of that.
We got to see that.
I
live.
saw Bam Margera on the brink of killing himself. It's like,
He showed
say
up with
what
this-
you want about Bam Margera, call him a fucking douche canoe, whatever you want. You know,
You've never heard that
Pretty
before?
funny.
I think I have a.
I can picture it. I see a bunch of douches
Oh
with
yeah,
arms
he showed up to
rowing
see where it happened, and the news crew was still there, and he saw like the wreckage and stuff, and just burst out bawling. And the news like sticks a camera in his face, like
yeah, it's like
No,
you know, at the end of the day, Ryan Dunn hurt a lot of people, and I can't really
And it was
forgive
all for
him.
stupid reasons.
He even had a
I
new
can't
show
forgive
on
him.
that.
well, like
G4.
and like a couple months later, or was it like half a year later? What happens? Fucking Amy Winehouse dies, and all these people on Facebook are like, "Oh, it's a fucking tragedy." And I went, "Oh, this is how you guys looked at Ryan Dunn," because to me, that bitch wanted to fucking die. Like she was just drinking and drugging to the point where like they were talking about how like she smoked so much weed one freaking weekend she went into a coma and one of her lungs collapsed, and she was doing like 4
Really?
other drugs that same weekend.
That seems pretty bad.
She like permanently did damage to her fucking airway and stuff and ruined her career as a singer and all this. It's like, to me, it's like I didn't even think she was that great of a talent to begin with, and it's like she wanted to fucking die. Like, what the fuck was her fucking problem?
I don't know,
But people who liked her music, like, oh, it's a fucking tragedy. You're a
Now we'll
dickhead. I'm like,
never
okay, that's how
know.
I feel about Ryan Dunn. Yeah, it's shitty what he did, and it's stupid, but it's still fucking sad, and you know. Now
Yeah,
I'm
it's like I'm angry at him for how he, because it's like, you know, I don't know. Have you watched Viva La Bam?
yeah, every episode.
It's like I just imagine how hurt all those people are because of what he did.
I watched the interviews, man.
Yeah, it's like
His parents felt like Ryan was one of their sons, and they were
Yeah.
sad about it. You know what I mean?
it's like, you know, and that's how I feel about all drunk driving accidents.
Oh, I
It's
agree.
like,
In fact, the whole Ryan Dunn thing reminded me of a time when there was a buddy of mine that I no longer hang out with, but he used to drive drunk, and you'd have to fight him to take away the keys. And I drove with him while he was drunk a couple times. One time, he took a mixed drink from the bar in his hand. He was literally drinking and driving simultaneously.
you're poster
And now I think
boy
about
for
like the
this
next
shit.
time some shit like that happens, I will fight a motherfucker so he doesn't go Ryan Dunn himself. You know what I mean? Like
Sorry.
that
like, it would
Navy
be a
SEAL, that
thing,
Navy
you know.
SEAL should have fucking choked him out or done something. You know what really pissed me off? This will make you madder than anybody. Fucking Bam said, you know what's really fucked up? Like 2 years before, he had another car, had all of them in the car, and did the exact same thing at that exact same spot on the
Really?
road. Flipped it 8 times. Like Bam flew out of the car and broke his arm and shit. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Doesn't that piss you off to hear that?
That's pretty bad.
It's like Kurt Cobain though. It's like you want to ask like, why, man? Why? you know.
I think the
Kurt
conspiracy
Cobain was a
that
pussy
he was
bitch.
killed.
He was angry that fucking football games were replaying his songs.
He lived
Well, I
to
agree with
see
that.
the antithesis of what he meant.
It's like,
He didn't like that his stuff was being commercialized.
Well, yeah.
I don't care.
Well, plus there was a lot of factors over why he did what he did. Supposedly he had like some stomach cancer or something, or ulcers so bad that even painkillers wouldn't work. And
Well, and it's like, I don't know, it's... Where was he? Aberdeen, Washington, I think?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I drove through the town he came out of, and that's like... They just totally ride on that.
I've got some bruising on my palm.
It's like how along Interstate 5 in
Is that
Washington, along Interstate 5 in Washington, you
It's
see
not
all
a
these
lot. Sorry.
you see all these towns where like they try to market themselves off as seen in Twilight.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like that's a selling point.
Yeah.
Let's burn it.
And then
Well, don't push on it.
I think it's Aberdeen, Washington
Don't
where he's
push on
from,
that.
so
That'll hurt. Okay, that's not so. Wait, no, that was fine. It was just a weird place to be touched.
Just trying to see if it's broke or not.
I just love how him touching you just causes you to moan and
He might have broken a bone in his hand earlier.
Might have.
he probably sprained it. I've done similar things.
Yeah, but I can do that to somebody who's not hurt. Somebody give me their arm.
Wait
a minute.
It's
Hey.
like he's groping somebody when he gestures.
Was this talked about on the podcast?
What?
No,
What happened to him?
we're not going to talk about that on the
Oh, okay.
podcast.
What?
Oh, were you jerking off?
Yes. I jerked off so hard, I broke my hand.
Oh, you
Now
did it?
I need
You gotta do
help.
more?
Will you help me?
It's kind of like in the Legend
Jerk
of the
off
Grey
or fix
Bush.
your
No, there's
hand?
this one.
Maybe
Ah! Okay.
Kind of
The
like
farmer.
kind of like in Legend of Grey Bush, where he goes to work with a wrapped up hand.
Yeah.
My roommates. Sex. You live with your grandma? oh, by the way, Legend of Grey Bush is what we call the movie Grandma's.
Oh.
Because that
Legend
title
of Grey
is
Bush
so
is a much
bad.
better name.
Yeah.
That title. That title is what made me not want to see it. After I watched it, I'm like, that was a fucking awful title.
But the movie was
But
so
it was
good.
a great movie.
But the title was shit.
What? Mama's boy?
No,
Grandma's
Grandma's
Boy.
Yeah. So we call it the Legend of Grey Bush. That's our
And I
short
think
longhand.
that's a much
You
funnier
know that part
title.
where Linda Cardellini is drunk and singing "Push It" and like booty dancing in
Yeah.
like really tight clothes? That should have been all 90 minutes of the fucking stupid ass piece of shit movie.
Dude,
That
what
was a
about the
good
monkey?
movie.
It should have had a lot more.
What
Linda
about the monkey?
Cardellini
The monkey was
and a little
hilarious.
halter top and tight jeans, just freaking being a skank. Just a dirty like 90s like MTV Spring Break dancing on a fucking pool platform. Just filthy trollop.
Now we know what it's like in Dan's head.
Freaks and Geeks. Nobody ever watched Freaks and Geeks?
Love Freaks
She was
and
a chick
Geeks.
from Freaks and Geeks.
I know.
She was Velma. Oh yeah, there's a
I
fetish.
know.
She was Velma in Scooby Doo.
She was a hot Velma.
And now Velma in the official movies is like half Asian or something. It's like, oh Hollywood, you were
Is
some
she?
sneaky fucks.
Okay,
She's
here's some
half
fucked
Asian,
up
half
shit. Okay,
Scottish? No.
here's something I wanted to talk.
Because she's Scottish.
Here's something I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask.
Oh.
How in the Flintstones movie, the actual live action Flintstones movie, how could they take one of the hottest cartoon characters, Betty Rubble, and turn her into Rosie O'Donnell?
She wasn't as
Oh my
bad
God,
as she
that
is
was
now,
Rosie
Ben.
O'Donnell.
Yes, it
I
was.
blocked that from my memory.
Oh,
Why
I
did
say-
you- why did you bring that
somehow,
up?
somebody saw End of Eden,
She
where it's
wasn't
Rosie
nearly that
O'Donnell on the
bad.
cover, on the poster, in a dominatrix outfit, and some fucked up individual was like, "That's Betty Rubble."
Hold up. That was Rosie O'Donnell 100 pounds ago.
Yeah.
When nobody knew she was a lesbian.
No,
Before
she still was fucking ugly.
No,
Let's-
she was doable back then.
No.
She was
No.
straight up
No.
doable.
No.
I'm just
No.
saying
Wow.
she wasn't
Wow,
an
you were
ISO.
some hypocritical fat
No.
chick haters.
What? It's okay for a dude to be fat?
You were some chubby haters.
Hey, haven't
There's
you
some-
seen Fred Flintstone?
I
His
am.
wife
I am
is like
totally.
the skinny
Just
bitch.
because I'm
Personal
fat,
preference, to be honest.
just because I'm fat doesn't mean I have to tolerate fat chicks.
Oh no, I totally agree. But here's the deal: there's a difference between fat chicks and chubby chicks.
Yes.
I'm totally cool with Chubby.
Four
Like,
chan,
there's between curvy women. There's a difference between curvy women and obese women.
But there's a difference between a woman and Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
No, she was still doable back then.
And yet
I'm looking up a picture of her.
Stakeout. Look at the
big
Stakeout.
fat
She was in
Don't
that.
take chances.
I just wanted a joke in there.
I've been skinnier than her.
It was just as close to a joke as I could muster.
I dated a gal who had muscles. Well, she wasn't like a bodybuilder. She was like a black belt. She was like a female athlete. I dated a skinny chick who was like supermodel, like almost anorexic skinny, and I dated a curvy chick.
Wait.
And I dated a redhead, so technically I date outside my species.
Does anybody remember
the
women in
anybody
that show?
Now I date lesbians.
Where's
So.
your species?
In
Every guy I've dated
in
is skinnier than me.
Flintstones?
yeah, aren't all of them like
But I
that?
have a thing for really skinny.
Not the
skinny
mother-in-law.
little guys.
No, not
You
the
ever
mother-in-law,
watch
but the
any talk
mother-in-law is
show? You ever
always
notice the
demonized and
big
shit like that.
Women always have a skinny dude.
Are you calling me big?
Did I?
Oh yeah, you did.
You pretty much did right there.
Did I not just stand up for curvy and chubby women?
Wait, what?
You still called me big,
Yeah, but
and
you
I'm
called
still
her
a
big.
chick.
You
And
don't-
every chick does not
No
help.
matter what, you never, ever call any woman.
See, this is why I date lesbians.
How big are you?
I'm 170.
Okay, seriously, how the hell is that fucking? How the hell is that fucking hot? That was like my mom.
I like how he was
No,
quiet.
compare her then
And
to
then
what she
compare
looks
her.
like now.
No, yeah,
No,
still.
that's her in the movie.
Look her up and exit the Eden.
But yeah,
I know.
In the,
I don't want to look up that poster
in the
again.
S&M gear, totally doable.
but still, no.
No, that looks like my mom.
No.
Okay,
Well,
so
my
that-
mom looks like the mom from King of the Hill. So same
That's
attitude.
kind of-
So your mom is incredibly boring.
She just figured out.
Oh God! No!
Wait, what?
I think he's going to wash himself every single
I think he's gonna go puke.
I go through all two.
Dude, his face is melting like he opened
That's
the
not
Ark of the
that
Covenant.
bad.
Wait, let me see.
That is not that bad.
Let me see.
It's pretty gross.
You had to
You
bring it
wouldn't?
up.
The guy's disgusting too.
No, her.
I think the guy's
Yeah.
disgusting.
You
too,
wouldn't?
I'm just saying.
No, it's Dan Aykroyd and her.
By the way,
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
I am very,
Wait, is that-
very
No,
picky
that's
with
not
my
That's
Dan
some model
Aykroyd.
stud.
Dude, if that was Dan Aykroyd, I'd have to explode my own brain.
Oh, you got.
That's right. Dana Delaney was in this movie.
Okay, no. This is a side I don't want to be on.
Dana Delaney shows her titties in this movie.
I think
What?
the FBI marks your
I'm
computer for
picky with
going
my
to a
chicks.
site
I've
like
never
this.
dated a chick bigger than me. And even back then,
Please
she
get
was
off
bigger
my.
than me.
I do believe the computer knows that I'm on your computer now.
Yeah.
The internet knows. Oh, this must be Dan.
This must be Dan.
The
Bad
internet.
credits.
All right, back to Clop. Let's get some good shit back.
You're gonna need to see
We
some.
probably lost our one
Oh,
viewer.
yeah.
thanks to
You're gonna
that.
need some Rule 34 posters.
Are we
to
still
wash out
live?
of
Do
your
we
head.
still have people
Yeah.
like?
No, I stopped the live stream a little while ago.
Yeah, he
You
didn't
go
want
to
to.
that one.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay, that's better. My dick itches.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Exactly.
You filthy pig.
I got a
Oh my
penis.
A penis?
No,
No, I
Oh
got a
God,
penis.
those tits
I've
are
been
wrong.
holding it.
Wait, spin it. Let me see.
They don't know how to draw tits.
Let me
I wanna
see.
Rosie's tits.
I want to
No,
see.
this is
Yeah, you
Fluttershy's
probably
tits.
did.
I want to
Let me
see
see these
problematic tits.
Look at these tits are just awful.
Those aren't that bad.
That's
I've
very-
seen much worse.
It keeps
No, oh.
Keep spinning it.
I don't mind them. Well, they don't really have the proper shape.
See,
to them,
those
but they're
are
still big.
helium filled.
Yeah.
And I did see some girls in high school that were developing real fast. That happens.
It does.
But then they don't stay up like that for long.
Yeah.
they become low
They
riders.
deflate.
And that's what's nice about chicks, the little ones, is they'll be perky forever.
Until they die. Well, have you ever
Sophomore
seen
year in
somebody
high
with
school,
small,
2 months, and I
saggy
went to
Yeah,
breasts?
they gotta be
Ah,
pretty oldie.
It's so sad.
Here's the thing, though: is the amount that the little ones sag compared to the amount that like the big heavy like door knockers, and when they freaking become like low riders, and they're basically like balls, and they're like bouncing off their hips or their knees. Still, little ones are. Well, little ones have those fucking nipples that like fucking like the Mila Jovovich, like the little dick nipples, like these big fucking like pencil eraser heads.
Please
that point towards
email the
sky.
show if this show makes you as uncomfortable as I feel right
This is making me like self-conscious about about my boobs. I don't want them to say.
I'm sorry. I'm pretty well. you're fucked regardless. Gravity.
No.
Gravity happens. It's a
that or lose like a shit ton of weight.
Oh no, that might be bad.
Because remember, like these are.
You're
fat-
calling me fat again.
No,
You're calling me fat
these are
again.
fatty tissue.
You want me to lose a shit ton of weight? What, do you want me
Exactly.
like a Holocaust?
I didn't say I wanted you to. I said if you don't want them to sag, you should lose a bunch of weight.
No,
Why are we playing porno
Trust
music
me,
in the 70s?
even though it's 30 pounds less than this, my boobs are the same size.
I got
They
a
go
When
with the
women lose a lot of weight,
conversation, I guess.
when women gain a lot of weight, their boobs get bigger. When they lose a bunch of weight, their boobs will get smaller.
Is this just like the break music?
No, but that
Are
happens.
we not recording right now?
No.
recording.
And that's bullshit because it doesn't work that way for guys. Women gain weight, their boobs get bigger. They lose weight, their boobs get smaller. Guys, you get fat, your dick doesn't get any bigger.
Well, it
Not
does
that I haven't
if you
considered-
have surgery to move
I've
fat
actually
from your
considered
stomach
taking a
to
needle,
shit.
siphoning out some fat, and then injecting it right into the foreskin.
Why?
They have like this sweet, like fucking donut ring monstrosity.
Oh god, yeah.
Like a
that's
fucking,
probably-
You give me one of those,
that's
fucking-
attractive.
No, like in pro
Silicone,
baseball.
or silicone.
No, like in pro baseball when they
Yeah,
warm up with a
inject
bat,
silicone into your
they put
dick.
that big
one of those
rubber
fuckers.
fucking hockey puck
that's
thing
not
around the
good.
end of the
So
baseball
nasty.
bat. So there's weight on it when they're warming up. It'd be like one of them on your wiener.
That. I veto that topic
Yeah,
forever.
I veto it too. You're outvoted.
Okay, so no more donut wieners.
That's bad that that's the first topic vetoed.
Ever in this store.
No more of that. Everything
Is there some
else.
filthy 70s porn going on over
It's
there?
already hard enough to get the head of
Actually, it's a picture of Luna.
Yeah, no, it's actually funny. This is actually pretty
Black
good.
Dynamite.
I know.
This is like some good blaxploitation credits here.
On the streets,
Yeah,
they call me Vanilla Thunder.
more like Vanilla Dragon.
Oh, you still let this music keep
No,
going?
I vetoed a topic. It shall never be uttered again.
Yes.
Even referencing it, except for the veto, it shall not be named.
You know I'm gonna hear it.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
had to-
You know
saying.
everybody's gonna hear it.
I'm just saying. Let's
But,
no
but
longer
we're not
talk
talking about it again.
Well, what was the topic?
Donut dick.
Huh? Donut dick?
Yeah, listen, you shall be informed.
What? Sticky
Yeah.
donut? Sticky-
No. No. It's
No,
not
we
like
don't
fucking
really
donut.
want to be bothered with that one.
Just listen
Just
to the
listen to the podcast.
We vetoed it for a reason.
I was like, no.
You're
And
gonna edit that completely out?
no,
No.
It'll be in there.
It'll be in the podcast. We just don't want to talk about it.
I had
It needs to be
what
the
was.
intro
Is that
when you
because
find
it
it.
sounded painful?
Okay, how
Ah,
many?
why are you hitting me with a bat? What?
Okay, so how about them ponies?
How about them ponies?
How about we
Other
fucking
side.
end this? Because for this first part, we've already gone for 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
And we've barely.
Well, that's the beauty
said
of
a
this show,
single
is
word
how
about
long
it.
Actually, we said quite a bit.
It's longer
We
than
said
Robin's.
like 5
Dude.
minutes worth of pony.
No, we had like a
Yeah.
good half hour.
Yeah, we had a
And
good half an hour.
Okay, really?
So this is us signing off?
Didn't
Wait,
I guess.
No,
This
we
is
already
us,
signed
this is
off
us
for
going into the second.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
this is the end of the first half.
You won't be hearing me in the second part.
See y'all again in the second
Yeah,
part.
check out the Steam
Whoa,
group, the Electric
You
Brony
almost
Steam
broke
group.
something. My
Yes.
leg would have been right behind you and that would have hurt.
Yeah, so, okay,
Good to be back for the show, by the way.
yeah.
Yeet.
Hopefully
And next week's episode may be recorded on Monday also, because I got the whole week off next week off.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I don't know how that's
Alrighty.
gonna work.
I'm gonna
out.
go to the Twin Cities to IKEA.
Do you feel like getting drunk?
Hey, send us topics you want us to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
send us shit
shit.
we want us to
Yeah.
talk
Did
about.
we go
Fuck yeah.
over- Did we go over
Yeah, did we go over
Yeah.
email?
emails?
Oh,
We can save them for next week.
speaking of which, guys, I've been wanting to try and get people that we could talk to for interviews.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna try to set up where we could do Skype interviews. Though I think
That'll
we
be
may
cool.
all have to be Skyped in.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
the.
I
I
have
mean,
a-
until I get like a proper
Yeah.
mixer and all that.
Well, I have a
shit.
computer that we can use Skype and set some speakers up to, and we could just do some.
I'll do that ghetto rig we
Well,
did.
Yeah.
no, except have some real speakers on
We are
this
we
stuff.
are good at the getter.
Oh, I can-
Yeah, we're
bring
good
my
at
real speakers in.
yeah, we're good at Jerry rig. We could probably do that.
Yeah, we can
It's all
agree.
the time.
But yeah, send
Why is it
emails,
gonna be
send
metal
send topic suggestions, emails, all that shit to mdeathmech@gmail.com. It's actually on the site, www.electricbrony.com. Shut the. electricbrony.com. Okay. Now
It's a weird
dubstep.
website.
basically got himself erased from existence.
Who?
He technically exists in the... Well, he...
No, but I mean, in the continuity of Brave and the Bold, I thought it was amusing.
Well, no, like, remember, that was Silver Age shit. They got rid of him in the comics. Grant Morrison brought him back as, like, in our Batman, Batmite's another part of his subconscious.
But I still thought it was funny. Because he had all them toys and stuff. He was just kind of tossing.
And he even gives you a preview of the next Batman, kind of, sort of.
That Batgirl thing? That Batgirl preview has actually been wandering the internet for a while.
That's Batman, but Batgirl's, like, shown a lot in it.
No. That clip of Batgirl fighting and shit has been floating around for a long time. Because we already know what the next Batman's gonna be. It's gonna be the one where he doesn't have a full forehead and Alfred shoots guns. Also, no Robin, but Katana, and she's some Asian chick.
She's in a Brave and the Bold episode. She's one of the outsiders.
Really? That's actually.
Wait, I think Brandon's still in here. He's just watching.
Oh, I see. Perv.
Voyeur. So should we get this shit started? We're already recording.
How long have we been recording?
Just a couple minutes.
We just started. Because he was like, let's watch the episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hurt.
Same Road 3, nice.
Hunger.
What?
He's playing Saints Row the Third.
Oh, that's funny.
I went in there and they have a mode called Horde Out mode.
Yeah.
And it's basically just like, you get waves of hookers coming after you. You get different
you
weapons.
Shoot him down and
No, it's like the first level. You get your 4-foot-long dildo bat, and you just like boom. I just sent one launching into a bridge pier. Then the next wave, it's like you get a machine gun, and then the third one's called Totally Not Fair, and you're in a tank.
Just wave after wave of hooker.
You know that dildo bat's a real thing.
I want one. I want one. They were giving them out to journalists and shit.
Really?
Yeah, THQ was.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
those existed before that game.
No, but
I know, but it's
it'd
like
be cool to get a special Saints Row the Third dildo bat.
hey, here's a really fucked up thing. Saints Row, the THQ had to censor that game for Japan.
Wow!
But
No.
they censor odder things.
No, because the dildo bat had too many veins.
Oh, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Don't
in
yell.
anime, they used to be able to show the crotch, but you couldn't show pubic hair.
Yeah.
Like a shaved crotch, even on a child, was not offensive. But
Well, that's why
Well, I
they
guess
had
on
to...
children, you're not
no,
to shave it,
no.
but-
That's why they had to change that, though, because kid porn was going too rampant. So they've gone through, like, several iterations trying to do good things.
Yeah.
Because if you watch some of the older hentais, per episode, they, like, change it up. Like, the first episode, you might not see anything. It's all, suggested. The second episode could be, like, black
I've tried to watch
bars,
some and
then
they piss me off.
mosaics.
It's like, oh, let's meet all the characters. Let's have them talk. Let's establish a story. I'm like, whatever, get to the demon rate. This is boring.
Oh, well then, have you seen, Cat, what was that one called? Dragon Pink?
I don't
It's
know.
hilarious. It's like a D&D game.
Here's what I think we should do just really quick. Since they're watching the show,
Oh.
let's just talk about what, because it actually worked last week
Okay.
where we put the first part at
Oh,
the
that makes sense.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we just want to introduce ourselves right now, so.
Or we could introduce ourselves and then talk about Pony.
Or you can just.
But they're watching the show out there.
do this as the second part, and then when everybody comes in, do that as the...
Grant says you should watch Berserk. I think we already
I already
have.
did. That
Yeah.
show sucked.
How dare you?
Mostly, they erased characters that were
dare you.
necessary for plot. They left
Oh,
them
the
all
manga?
in... Yeah. They left them all in hell with no way to get out because they cut out the Skeleton Knight.
I must not have read or watched that far.
Oh, it could have
I enjoyed what I saw.
No. Yeah, zipper's open.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing fat guy pants, so it's
Well,
like...
No, no, they also cut out one of the best...
Well, now you know what our intro will be.
Your
Your zipper's open.
He just reads the manga. I think the manga's way better than the anime.
I really, really enjoyed it up until it kind of became D&D, although this stuff right now is pretty good.
The one I really only like... Fuck, I forgot the name. With the British chick.
Claymore?
No, not Claymore.
They're
It actually has Dracula. It looks like Carmen San Diego. And his
Oh,
sidekicks
it's Helsing?
Helsing, yes, that's
That is
I love Hellsing.
Everybody
Like Carmen
does. I read the
Sandiego?
first.
Okay.
I love Hellsing.
You could have said Sharp Dressed Man and I would have gotten it immediately.
Carmen Sandiego.
Dude. He's only a chick for a little tiny bit.
But he looks like Carmen Sandiego.
He looks even more like
Okay,
Carmen Sandiego.
here's the deal.
He's a
Everybody
chick.
apparently loves that anime. I read the first manga, thought it was terrible.
I stopped
I
caring.
love the
when-
artwork in the manga.
I stopped caring when Walter became young again and became like the god of death. Because he was kind of cool. My favorite character was still, Paladin Anderson. Anderson was cool.
Anderson's a Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
that
the
guy's
guy-
fucking insane.
He is insane. But he's got his insanity in the right spot.
Hey, what's the Japanese thing where they obsess over every series has to have a crazy person, if not more than one?
I think
Cell
every
Saga.
Is it like because they have this like cultural need to be perfectionists?
Yeah. And
Is
there's
that
a
what
lot
it
of
is?
people that's not.
Well, no, that like being crazy is a road to perfection.
Oh, being eccentric is a road to perfection. Or at least the road to perfection is paved with eccentrics.
I got some PBS special on the young Yakuza
Yeah?
at home on the DVR. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool, though.
I'm sure it is tattoo-rific.
Hey, it could be. God, what am I reading right now? I don't even remember. I'm still reading Bleach. God damn it. Tite Kubo does not know pacing whatsoever.
I was actually reading One Piece.
Yeah?
But
I can't get into that. I just can't.
I really enjoy it, but it's like I don't have the automatic compulsion to read the next manga. I have to think about it.
Yeah. No, you right now especially, they're at like what? Issue 5 something? 6 something maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of fun to read, but yeah.
Oh, you know what? I just watched all of The Guyver.
Which one?
Okay, I watched the 84 OVA, and I also watched the most recent TV show.
Okay, OVA?
Original video animation.
Okay.
You know, those things that are released like as two-parters, but this one was released as one like 50-minute special type of a thing.
And you did sit through the live-action movies, right?
God, I'm thinking about buying them so that we can watch them some Saturday.
I got my former roommate had both of them.
Yeah? The second
I've
one.
seen both of them.
The second one's far
Oh,
better.
you know that Hanzo the Warrior?
Hands on the Razor?
I download all 3 movies off of Pirate Bay.
What'd you think?
I didn't watch them, but I like opened the first movie up and just was skipping through it.
Yeah.
And all I saw was that one scene where he has a chick in the fucking netting, and he like
Lower
lowers
her.
and then spins her around,
Yeah.
and then just lets it.
That's a
and
real thing.
Oh, man.
It's like
No, those movies are
fucking.
fucked
Are you
up.
for real?
I kind of wish that they would
Actually,
make
the first movie. Actually, what's weird is that the dirtiest scene in all those is in the first movie. They don't even do this in the second or third movie. It's like they backed off. They didn't get dirtier. They tamed down. In the first movie, he's fucking the one chick. They try and do the anime thing, and keep in mind this is filmed in like the 70s.
Oh,
Live
they
action.
do the cutout.
They tried to make it look. They tried to do the anime thing where it shows the cock in the vagina, right?
Yeah.
Only they did it with like lights reflecting and did like this weird stage effect to like give you like a symbolic interpretation of what was going on, and you know exactly what the fuck they're showing. It's fucking crazy.
Well, they.
And I watched all 3 of these goddamn things on IFC, the Independent Film Channel
I
on
love
cable.
that.
They didn't edit out anything.
I love that channel.
I'm like, isn't this channel much like artsy fartsy like lesbians or whatever? Like,
And then you see a dude banging a chick to get
Oh,
information
fucking-
over. Yeah.
rape, fucking ninja death,
Yeah.
like fucking.
But you know that artsy fartsy movies are hitting topics like rape in a very serious fashion these days. French movies, or
Really?
there was a French movie that showed an 8-minute, 21-second rape scene. Camera never cut away.
Oh, the
It is
irreversible
the
or
most.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
The one with the chick who played Jesus' mom.
Really.
Yeah.
All I know is that I saw
The one, The
bits of it.
Matrix. That's the chick that Neo has to kiss to convince the free programs or whatever.
Oh, it might have been her.
What's her name?
I don't remember names.
Yeah, the movie where it's shown in reverse order, and the guy's looking for the dude.
Memento.
To rape. No.
No?
This is the one thing. It's called Irreversible.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that I saw bits of it, and I was disturbed as shit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
It was $5.81. I put the change in the tip jar.
Awesome. That works. That's good enough for me. Good use. Oh, do we have any of them spice packs
I don't
in the drawer?
No, actually,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do we?
There's a ton of them in the drawer, I
Awesome.
think. You want, like, the flavoring, not, like, the red, not the... This is dry pepper spray.
No, I thought that was pretty crazy, because that's about the least sexual thing you could do, is have a realistic rape scene.
I'm sure somebody got a boner off of it.
Then they should be arrested.
Hmm.
Your boner is under arrest.
Isn't that thought crime?
Yes, that would be a thought crime. Are you saying that thought crimes aren't going to happen soon?
I could argue they already are.
Huh.
Censorship is alive and well.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, what'd you think of that series on sex that IFC runs every once in a while?
I've only watched like 15 minutes of
Really?
part of it, and
There's like 5 parts to
the
it.
one I watched was quite jerk-offable.
Really?
Yes.
Which one was that one?
No comment.
It was probably the teens one.
You're yeah, that figures, yeah.
Gotta go there.
There's like what, 5, 6 of them?
There's like 5, and they're each like an hour and a half long.
I have got a ton of pepper, but I couldn't find any spice.
Oh, you don't want that shit, dude. That shit will burn your mouth.
Thank you. I'll go put it back after.
Oh, whatever. Those things are good. I
Holy
don't know
shit,
why.
this piece of
Not the
fan-
pepper.
The peppers? Yeah.
Fuck no!
They're good.
God damn it.
Those are awful. They burn the shit out of your mouth. It's like dry pepper spray.
Apparently, dry pepper spray is delicious.
My first,
I'm not big on heat.
my first ninjutsu instructor showed us this thing. Now he didn't show us with these. He showed us with what is it? With creamer packets. Like he's like in your restaurant, they always got a thing full of those, or sugar or salt or whatever. Usually the packets like this he was showing was either creamer or I don't think salt ever comes like this. But he was like, just always have it in your hand, always messing with it. Everybody starts shit with you at the restaurant. You just go like this, and you blow it in their eyes, and then you fight them.
Okay.
I'm sure this would be even worse.
Blood and asshole.
As long as it'll fly in there. I mean, like with a grain, it'll more aerodynamic. Those might just scatter.
Shoot one
Yeah,
at
the
him,
more
let's see what
granulated it is, the better it would work. It's atomizing it or weaponizing it. Like what they do with anthrax.
He's wearing glasses. I'd like to see this.
Hell, this thing you could throw like a shuriken, man. No, they're not very aerodynamic.
Oh yeah, no wonder we don't have any listeners. Slugbox is actually doing a live stream. So everybody's watching him draw porn.
Why aren't we drawing porn then?
Because
we're not artists.
No.
Oh.
I'm trying to be.
I'm actually pretty gifted as a writer, and I never wanted to write like a sex scene in any of my fiction for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Well, for one thing, it always really like I love to read, and I love like sci-fi and and shit like that. And the thing that's always bugged me is I hate sex scenes in books. Like I'm not a prude. I have no problem with whatever.
And then they had hot lesbian sex.
Well, here's the thing that always bugs me about those. I always feel like, oh, I'm getting to look into like the writer's personal fantasies, and that's creepy. It's like I have telepathy, and I'm seeing what gets this writer off, and that creeps me out. Where if you watch porno, that's like such like a stereotypical, generalized like bullshit view of human sexuality. That's like being play acted by drug addicts. You know what I mean? That like it's so that doesn't creep me out because it's so freaking far removed from reality. But reading a sex scene. I swear to God, when something weird happens in a sex scene, like, oh, they're fucking, and they're like, oh, she stuck her thumb up his butt. It's like, oh, now I know what this author's into. Wonderful. I didn't know that. That shit creeps me out.
Damn you, Stephen King.
There's is it Cujo? What's the one where he's talking about, there's some creepy shit in some of his. In The Stand, the chick's always worrying about getting raped.
Yeah.
And then Satan with a mullet rapes her later.
I never actually got to finish it, Stand, so...
Well, it's like 1,000 pages.
I've got a copy of it.
I got half.
Stephen King, all his shit is terrible to read. The movies they make of his shit ain't too bad. Here's the thing.
No. The freaking Mist was god-awful.
Oh, yeah, The Mist was...
What about that one with the airplane?
The Langoliers?
Yeah.
That was stupid.
That's my point.
Here's some good ones. Dreamcatcher was good. is basically aliens invade, and the men in black are called the boys in blue, and they're the good guys.
Oh,
And
wait,
guess
that's
what?
that one movie where, like, the camper's like, oh, I gotta take a dump.
Yeah, it's like aliens, only it doesn't burst out your chest. You shit out the alien. In fact, the
Yeah,
boys
that
in blue
movie
call
was
them...
so fucking... I hated
That
that
sounds
movie.
awful.
The boys
It's
in
like-
blue called them shit weasels.
And then Morgan Freeman comes in and blows everything up, and it's like,
And you know what's
I don't
cool
know
about
what the fuck is going on.
Humanity's secret weapon against the shit weasels is a retarded psychic. It's literally the retarded kid has psychic powers for some odd weird reason.
Oh, it's
That's
like,
our
it's
secret
like
weapon.
they find this fat guy out in the forest, and he's like, oh, I think I had too much fun. And then it's like he goes into their bathroom and just explodes.
You know what's great? I went to go see that movie with my old Taekwondo instructor, who's like this crazy fucking redneck dude with a mullet. And we went. He loves Stephen King, so we had to go see it. We go see it like I think opening night. It was like us and like 3 other people in the freaking theater. And he's like, I gotta fart, and it's like it's really loud on screen. Like the Apache helicopters are blowing something up, and he just lifts one leg, and it's like instantly silent on screen. And he just.
You are turning so fucking red.
And what's great is these people like turn around and look at us, and I'm sure they're like, "Oh my god, the shit weasels are real." And it made me think of the old '50s movies, like The Tingler or whatever the fuck, where they would have a thing that would buzz random people's seats. When in the movie, like that's how, like to freak people out. They probably thought that was something like the studio or Stephen King himself paid my buddy to air shit himself.
Jesus.
And like that was it, for real. That was one of those loud, long farts. Like it was like, oh god, why won't it end?
And it's still happening.
This is the same asshole that we wanted to go see a movie one time, and there was literally nothing out that weekend. I swear to God, I will only see action or sci-fi movies. I will not see a drama, a thriller, a chick flick. I fucking hate comedies. Fuck your stupid cartoons, all that shit. I want to see some kung fu, some laser guns, some explosions. The only thing that looked hang on. The only thing that looked even remotely interesting that weekend was Monster.
Oh
With,
god, really?
Yeah, with Charlize Theron, fat, as Eileen Wermos, the female serial killer.
So what do you think of that
And
one?
her and Christina Ricci got fat for the movie, and they're just totally making out. And it's like this really serious artsy-fartsy movie about how she was abused her whole life, and she's been raped and all, and like molested, and she can't trust men. And she snaps, and even guys that don't hurt her, that are her John, she started killing. It is a dark, twisted, fucked up movie. And Christina Ricci's like this fucked up lesbian that gets dragged into her world of fucking like drugs and street life. And dude, I've been homeless. I've worked gas stations and truck stops in some of the worst neighborhoods. I've seen people who really, literally live that life. I'm sitting here all creeped out. Like, this is the most amazing, like, fucking movie I've ever seen. Like, this is a boring movie to me as an action fan. But as someone with a mind, I was like, this is acting. This is what I usually don't like. Like, this is amazing. This is telling a horrible story. This is moving to me. Mm-hmm. And Travis, the guy with the mullet who taught me Taekwondo, leans over, and like Christina Ricci and Charlize Theron, all fat, are making out, and he's like, "Is it wrong that I'm getting a boner from this?"
Yes, for that you must die.
Okay.
And I gotta say, even what is considered fat for Charlize Theron still look better than 90% of other women walking around in Walmart.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. Everybody's like looking at me like I'm the weirdo now.
Nope.
Let's all sit here and judge him like a tribunal.
Guilty. Guilty.
You have committed thought crime.
Can we be on a death panel? I want to hold the shotgun. You've been judged unworthy. Like Old Yeller.
That's rabies. That's a little different.
Yeah.
No, he died via shotgun. And little kid.
So can I talk?
Should we have like a little kid shoot them? Like their grandson shoots the old person?
Oh, that'd be so funny. A little tiny kid with a giant shotgun. Be totally like a cartoon.
Yeah, you know what? They do that in Africa. They're called child soldiers. Not nearly as funny in real life as you think.
But they use AKs there.
And machetes.
Yeah.
And somehow they have Game Boy Advances in 1995, like in that one movie, Blood Diamond.
Oh, they have little electronics every once in a while.
No, but in the movie Blood Diamond, which was set in like 1995 or 6.
Oh, right. Game Boy
they were
Advances
playing with like
didn't
Game
exist
Boy
yet.
Advances.
But I've seen like 1800s movies with fucking TV antennae all over the fucking place.
Okay, well, how can a shitty...
and
okay, how can a shitty...
In Troy, passenger plane flies right over one of the battle scenes, and the cameraman basically goes, "Ooh."
So can I tell
it goes across like 3/4 of the screen.
So can I tell my story about going down to Arizona?
Go ahead. Arizona.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Are they still mad at me?
I don't know. I need to give Mo Ryder your email address.
Yeah, and hang on. I will let me address that just real quick, and I'll let you. But here's my whole thing. Is I said a bunch of stuff about the southwestern U.S. and how we stole that land from Mexicans and Indians and whatnot. Okay, 3/4 of Texas we literally stole from Mexico at gunpoint. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the rest of the southwestern U.S. there was some of that going on. Tell you what, I will look it up and really read up on the history and state by state, so that I only offend the states where that happened, instead of just all of them lumped together. Okay.
Oh, I got plenty of rail against with Arizona having nothing to do with immigration.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, it's so funny how I ended up going down here. My load got loaded out in Minnesota, and the dumbass out there.
And for new listeners, you are a truck driver.
Yes, I am a truck driver.
Live via the truck.
No. So I like it gets loaded out in Minnesota, and all the loads are supposed to be set to 20 degrees. These are refrigerated trailers.
Oh, you got a reefer.
Really
Yeah. And because
Not that kind of reefer, pothead.
And because they're
I was just gonna go Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
the loads just need to be cooled, not frozen. They are all set to 20 degrees, and idiot out there at Hormel set it to negative 20 degrees.
Oh fuck!
And they loaded up the trailer, and it sat there like all night and all day, so the load was like completely frozen. And they're
what
like,
were you hauling?
So freezer burnt your weenie.
well, it's like those snack trays. Most of what they haul out there is like you go into like the Walmart or Hy-Vee and they got those prepared like beef stroganoff and shit like that. It's shit like that, and so they're like, well,
scalding dish stuff.
Yeah. So they're like, well, we decided instead of sending you out to Oregon, we're just going to send you to Arizona with this load. I'm like,
it's hot there. It'll even out.
well, and I'm like, well, couldn't they just like set the reefer to a normal temp and like just let me go, and by the time I get out there, it'll be thawed out? And they're like, well, they already made their decision, so you're going to Arizona. So like, okay, whatever. And later on in the day, I checked the weather reports. And it's like they're calling for like a foot of snow out in Washington, 2 feet of snow in Idaho. I'm like, holy fuck, I lucked out. And so I get going down there. It's a pretty boring trip. One thing I didn't notice is that after driving up in the Northwest, people are fucking idiots in the South. Drive too slow, they wander around.
Oh no, they meander the lane like crazy.
Yeah, you don't see that shit up here. I mean,
They're statistically fatter than the rest of the U.S.
New Mexico
statistically more religious.
New Mexico was pretty cool. New Mexico was all right.
They booed Michelle Obama at NASCAR just like a couple days ago.
Why? What did she do?
She just showed up.
Awesome.
What? And they're like, it's a nigger Democrat. Boo!
She wears them fancy clothes.
I want to watch white folks drive around to the left for 500 miles an hour. God damn, I'm glad this came out of moonshine smuggling. Whew, now I'm going to fuck my sister.
You know what I should do? You could buy fireworks.
Okay, once they figure out how to use the email in Alabama, you're going to get beat.
The rednecks have had technology for quite some time. They're high-tech rednecks.
High-tech necks?
No, they call themselves high-tech rednecks.
Oh.
Airbus has a factory in Alabama.
Yep.
Airbus, the European.
They know that. They know how to make one of them jet airplane thingamajiggers.
Honda and Nissan have factories in Alabama. Mercedes-Benz has factories in Alabama. BMW has factories in Alabama. They know how to harness cheap, dumb labor. No, literally.
Actually,
when Honda built their plant and started training people down there, they found out they had to use picture manuals
Oh,
because
God.
people were not literate, and the people they were hiring were not literate enough to understand the
my
instructions.
goodness.
So they have picture
Maybe I
books.
should go down there and try to teach reading.
Man, that's really bad.
I'd be in demand.
But anyway, I go through, Kansas,
That doesn't
Oklahoma,
pan out, I can make
Texas.
pictures.
The man is talking.
I'm sorry, the man.
Yes. I'm
Down
the
with the man.
Don't make me pepper spray you.
Oh, God.
Actually, thinking about it, I should have bought fireworks. I should have bought fireworks in New Mexico.
Oh,
Brought 'em
yeah,
up
you
here,
should have
go,
bought some
pew,
black
pew,
market
pew.
fireworks.
Yeah, I could have.
Fuck Mexican Coke. We could have been blowing our goddamn fingers off.
That's
It would
not
give you a real
funny.
reason to wear that ice
Do you think if
pack.
you were missing fingers and you went to the bar, you could talk chicks into giving you pity hand jobs?
Yes.
Like you make up some bullshit about how you lost them in Iraq trying to dismantle a bomb in a village full of kids and
No, you were fighting off Yakuza.
So anyway, I finally get into Arizona,
No.
and
They use katanas,
Anyway,
shut up.
right? Aw.
I'll be so happy when I get that mixer and individual mics, and then I can just take his and. So
No, you know what we need to do? We need to go to the porno bookstore and buy some ball gags. And if he
Yeah!
starts doing that shit, I'll just make him like the gimp and fucking yeah.
Yeah.
so on topic.
So I finally get into Arizona, and the first sign I see is visit the world's largest Indian reservation and have a fun time.
Where's this?
Arizona. I'm
I
on
wonder if
Interstate
that's the
4.
one I went through where they ripped us off for gas.
And I'm looking at him like, wow. Talk about, they just ought to call it, visit the world's largest American guild and be really fucking depressed. Yeah.
Well, no, hang on. Was it like the Holocaust Museum or was it that giant thing?
No,
where they
it's the
kept-
Navajo Indian Reservation.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not the one that had the giant casino and all that.
No, that one's out in Connecticut.
No, there's one I drove going from here to Arizona. I don't know what the hell state it was in, but they had like.
Oh, yeah, that was
You know
that because the Navajo Indian Reservation goes into New Mexico, and yeah, that's where.
That's
it's
probably
at.
where it was.
Yeah, I drove past it, and yeah, they're actually, I think the truck stop and gas station part got bought out by one of the truck stop chains, so they're probably pretty legit now. But,
Although, they did present you a price for volume. They gave you the volume.
yeah, so and the way Arizona works
My
is
mom's
that
a bitch. It was her money. Who cares? So, anyways.
So anyway, the way that and all states have weigh stations at or near the border where you go to weigh. They weigh your truck and inspect it. They look over your truck to make sure you're legal and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I pull up to and the way it usually works is all they do is just weigh you and just look at you from inside the building. The way Arizona works is that they have like a trailer which the officer sits in right at like window level so he can talk directly to you. I roll up there and there's this fucking gigantic white man in there. And he's literally like, the seat's like this,
By
but his
gigantic,
gut
you
is
mean?
like
Oh,
this.
okay, I got you.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there. He's got a big wad of fucking shoes like, yeah, I pull up and he's like,
So it looked like a minotaur chewing his cud.
yeah. And he's like, nah. He didn't actually say anything. He's just his gut's like up here. It's like I can't make my gut any bigger.
Dude, you can just rest
Push
pizza
it out.
on there.
Yeah, and he like
Table.
he's like looking at me. He looks at my truck.
Okay.
Sends me on his way. I'm like, gee, thanks, Clem.
For those of you
Apparently, I'm white enough to be in your state.
Oh, you should probably
He
explain
probably
what
thought you
did.
were a southerner, except for that long ass hippie hair all dyed
Yeah.
fruity colors.
Basically, what I did was I leaned back in my chair and arched my back to make my gut look as huge as possible, and I basically look like a cow chewing his cud. There, that's
What?
the best description for listeners.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I usually never say this, but that was the first time I ever looked better dressed than the DOT police officer
That's
of
pretty
a state.
harsh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's like a cop that doesn't even have to drive anywhere.
No.
He doesn't have to walk anywhere.
I know,
Obviously.
like,
I'm like, well,
he's in worse
it's
shape
like,
than a mall cop.
I'm like, wow, dude, I think your home's about 2,000 miles that way. It's like, he didn't fit in at all. So I was like, okay, and then I get the Flagstaff, And Flagstaff is actually a really nice town, except for the gigantic Purina dog food plant that's in there.
Except for the.
It's like you're in like an alpine mountain wilderness, and there's the Purina dog chow plants.
How do you think they get all the ingredients?
Yeah, and it was like 30. It was like 35 degrees up there, and I had to take Interstate 19, which goes down into Phoenix.
Yeah.
And literally, what you do is you go from like 7,500 feet down to sea level.
Oh God.
So it's just constant, just downhill,
Yeah,
and it's getting hotter and hotter as you go down. Now, I have a problem with cities like Phoenix, Las Vegas, Bakersfield. Not really Bakersfield, but like very large cities like Las Vegas and Phoenix offend me. On like I'm not offended by like Las Vegas because they basically run on like gambling and failed dreams and hookers and blow. I'm totally cool with that.
MMA is huge there now.
Yeah. What offends me is that these cities should not exist.
Well, if the one reservoir dries up, Las Vegas is fucked.
The Hoover Dam. Yeah, the only reason Phoenix and Las Vegas exist is because of the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
These cities should not exist.
I think Vegas would survive. I do believe within the week they would adapt to drinking blood in their own, and like other people's urine, like
they'd become
blood
pregnant.
and hooker urine. They would survive.
They would just power their city by rendering the fat from all the fucking middle class American tourists
From the buffet, just drain it off the buffet.
Yeah.
You sit down at the slot machine, you pick it up.
Dude, that's some fucked up
That's some fucked up shit, yeah, but...
That's like using autistics to make cheap robots.
But no, so I eventually get down to Phoenix, and it's like 85 degrees down there. I'm just sweating my fucking balls off because it's... And...
Sorry. That's just funny. It's like... fuck, there they go.
Yeah, and I just go and...
I know exactly what he's talking about. Apparently you've never suffered from this condition.
Oh, no. I have. It's just funny to think literally.
Yeah, so
I'm hysterical from the cold.
So I pull into this city, I go into this city, I'm like, actually offended by all the... I just look at it like... This should not... There's too many plants here, too many trees. This is supposed to be a fucking desert.
It's exactly like Arrakis.
Yeah, it's like this... Yeah, I felt like I was arriving at Arrakis. I'm like...
Harkonnens
What, that they're
live
pumping
there.
in water to keep that stuff alive?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's like...
One of them
all this
is
weight...
20 of us.
Yeah, but it's like everybody's like the Harkonnen. There's no like lower class.
Well, now
It's
hang
like-
on. I just watched a recent thing about that on like I forget what channel it was on, but they were talking about it, and
I'll get it later.
some of those places actually are very water efficient. Well, they were talking about Arizona actually, and I know this from moving my mom out to Arizona. Like the one I don't know who the gal is. I don't think she was a governor, but she was like their whatever their water department is for the state. Like, have you ever seen Tank Girl, the guy that Malcolm McDowell played, the Department of Water and Power? Like, this chick was him for Arizona, and basically what she did, she's the reason why they made having grass in your yard anywhere in Arizona illegal, because you'd waste water to water it. And like they're talking about how like places that do have like plant, like not plants, but like the banks,
trees and shit?
no, the banks and shit that have these like bubbling pools in front.
Oh yeah,
That's wastewater.
That is. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, they're like the most water efficient place on earth, and it's like, oh, and then they're like, why are we doing this in the rest of the U.S.? Because in the next like several decades, we're not gonna have clean water. Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah, so... I don't know
Well,
what the fuck my...
we don't
there
exactly-
we go.
we should look it up though and see if Vegas is doing shit like that. You know, God forbid
Still
we
suits
God
on
forbid we
everybody.
slander the Nevada water department.
well, if they want to, they can send a fully documented complaint letter.
Which I will then wipe my ass with.
Will you?
I don't know.
So that you don't waste paper.
Oh yeah, part of the reason that pissed me off was that I found out that my air conditioning broke.
In your
your
truck.
house.
Yeah, in my truck.
Oh well, that's.
No, he didn't bring his house with him.
Well, I
He
assume
doesn't have an RV. He's not that old yet.
Someday.
Uh,
I can imagine you in an RV.
Ah, man. No, I was
So,
just...
but anyway, I get down there and I get to a truck stop, and lucky for me, I pull in as a guy is pulling out of a parking spot, so I
Nice.
immediately grab it, and that was awesome. And go inside, and there's like, and I remember, oh yeah, this is why I hate coming south. Too many fucking people, and so whatever. Anyway, I get over I'd have to deliver at like Safeway in the morning,
Mhm.
and it's just like 17 miles away. That's it. But there's way too many fucking people down there. There's no way that lane could support that many people. I just constantly get offended by
People?
by Phoenix, by the city itself.
Hey, Jesse. Spoonie lives in Phoenix. So you guys can hate the place together.
Shut the fuck up.
When I came back home from moving my mom out to Arizona, I spent the greater part of a day
That's what's funny.
in the Phoenix bus stop.
Yeah.
And it was bullshit. And it was like a mile outside of town by the airport, so I couldn't even, like, while I was waiting the whole goddamn day, I couldn't even go into town and check stuff out. From what I hear, it's rife with gangs and there's constant drive-bys.
It's that guy.
So, fuck them.
Oh.
Well, I must have been in a decent area. 'cause I
Apparently
didn't
Breaking
see-
Dawn was not good because he has 2 bottles of liquor and diet caffeine-free Coke on the table.
What are you talking about?
The
Oh,
Spoonie,
God,
the guy that...
caffeine-free Coke. He's gonna kill himself.
He has a heart condition, which is why he can't have a whole lot of caffeine.
Oh
He's
yeah,
one
I
of those
had
people
to,
that would just
I had to ask
die
you guys
if
something.
air
Is
conditioning didn't exist.
is the term "flip the bitch" just a local term for here?
Who says flip the bitch?
I do.
Wait.
I've actually heard it before.
Is that when you buy a bitch, make renovations, and then sell it to somebody real quick?
No, that's when you're going down the road and you bust a U-turn.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
Down
heard
south,
I
they-
like
Never used
it's
it.
called flip the bitch.
Well, down south in Appalachia,
I just say
they
U-turn.
probably call it bootlegger turn.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes
because
sense.
I go to Safeway and they tell me I have to go to one side of the plant, and they're like, okay, well, you're gonna want to go around the building and go into the docks over there. I was like, oh, okay, can I just flip a bitch right here? And he just looks
I
at
think
me
you're
like,
the
what
only
the
one that
fuck did
says
you just say?
How many people have you heard say that?
Or hang a Yui. That's another thing
That's
they say.
understandable.
Yeah.
I've heard like only people around here say it.
How many people?
3.
I think it's just you 3 then.
Whip is shitty. I've heard that too.
I've heard whip is shitty.
What's the
Oh,
other
well,
one?
that's what monkeys do.
Well, if you go in a full circle and just spin in a circle, that's a donut.
But that looks like donut. A U-turn doesn't look like a bitch unless she has a dick. Or bulb. Could be Sinead O'Connor. Because you're doing a U-turn.
Did you see that not too long ago she was like advertising on some internet site that she was looking for a boyfriend?
Really?
And possibly a girlfriend?
Really? At the same time?
And one of the requirements was she loves anal, and they have to
Oh.
give her anal, boy
Oh.
or girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but no. I did not know that.
But so anyway, I get and they start unloading me, and I talk with the lumper, and they're like, yeah, we'll call it.
Just flip a bitch right now. That's funny.
So I get back into the dock, and the one good thing is that all the docks, because it gets so fucking hot down there, they're all covered,
Oh, nice.
so they're all shaded, which is good. And
It's like a 20-degree difference.
yeah. So I get in there, and I get back in, and they just said, okay, well, because the way this lumper company that Safeway uses works is that you don't pay the guys, you call up their head office in Colorado.
Oh, and they'll just set up a deal?
Yeah. So I'm like...
And a lumper is the guys that...
The lumpers are people who actually unload the truck.
Right.
Okay.
And the claim to fame this gigantic lumper company has is 100% legal.
Okay.
All of
Yeah.
our software, Open source.
Well, to be fair, working as a stagehand, and we unload trucks as well, and
No, most of the people who are lumpers are illegal immigrants.
Oh no, but I mean, it was. Just
well, there's
funny.
a lot of other things too, because like
It's like everybody's over 18.
I'm not gonna say which local stagehand group I work for, but if you're from the area, you know exactly who I'm talking about. We have a lot of druggies and ex-cons and the like in our group. And here's the scary thing, is like every fucking crew for every rock band, every stage show, every truck driver told us we were the best crew in the entire U.S. and parts of Canada. They're like, they'd show up in town and they're like, South Dakota, we don't gotta worry about it. It's the boys from Sioux Falls, like, they'll take care of everything. And then
that's another thing.
They're like, you fellas, you're all big giant farm boys, got muscle, you can lift this shit, you don't fuck around, you ain't all whacked out on drugs. And I'm like, oh, okay, half the crew is, you know.
Unfortunately, people moved in.
Well, the people on weed can still do their job. Everybody else can't.
But you can grow weed in a ditch.
You don't want to smoke that.
No.
If you smoke ditch weed, you'll get a headache.
Well, I'm pretty sure that you could.
It's harsh bud.
You could Gregor Mendel stuff.
Or is harsh bud really powerful? I don't know.
Gregor Mendel?
What?
Whoa, hey, don't be getting all scientifical and book learning and whatnot.
Sure.
But no, as an aside, I found out that like within our company, the company I work for, there's only like four of us. I put up 3 fingers.
That's okay. That's the new South Dakota map.
Yeah.
I like how this is 3 in Germany because they don't do that annoying.
This is
thing.
1 in Germany.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, done.
Yeah.
Well,
that's how I count.
This here is okay. In Brazil, it means you're an asshole.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that mean you're an asshole.
Well, apparently there's only like 4 drivers in our
Okay.
company, including me, who run dedicated out to the Pacific Northwest,
Nice.
and we're supposedly called like the Seattle Boys, and we're supposed to be like the most badass truckers in our company because we actually run dedicated out there every fucking week through all the shit all the snow and shit, all the snow and ice, and
You'll just drive.
we just drive, and it's like I guess it's also because like most of the guys like the 3 other guys, like 2 of them are like in the Hell's Angels.
Oh yeah.
And the other one is a Russian dude who just like
his power is that he's a Russian dude.
Well, no, oh my god, he's fucking insane because
I would say that the average Russian being compared to the average Hell's Angels is a pretty goddamn accurate statement.
But
Still
no, it's so funny because he's the only guy in our company who has my boss. All of us work for our boss, and he strictly he strictly runs Kenworth trucks, with one exception. The Russian has a Volvo.
Oh yeah, you stick to Eastern European and the European thing. That makes sense to me.
In the European truck.
I thought she
The
said
gears
Volvo.
are probably a metric, or the odometer or something is.
He fucking hates Volvos.
Oh yeah,
That's why he's in one.
aren't they German?
No. My boss hates Volvos.
Oh, okay.
Russian guy loves it.
Oh, okay.
He said he quit if he was.
Oh,
put into
well,
a
there you
Kenworth.
go.
So
That means that he's worth his job.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, if they get a Volvo.
well, he does his job very well, and so
He's saying Russians aren't worth jobs?
No, it's probably good that he's gainfully employed. That way he's not out there, working for Organizia or however you fuck you say it.
But anyway, so he
Or
does.
pirating every movie ever.
Oh, I gotta get to that. No, because he fucking. So he gets a brand new black Volvo, really nice truck, and he mounts flat panel TVs. How big is a 42-inch? Is that one out there?
It's diagonal.
Yeah.
That one I don't think is that big.
42 inches is the length of a katana. The standard
Okay,
length of a katana.
he mounted a 42-inch TV screen in the sleeper.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're saying a katana could just cut a TV
That's
in
actually
half?
kind of funny because it's like the audiovisual computer nerds are all like, "Oh, you measured diagonally and see," and I'm just like martial arts nerd, like,
Yeah.
standard length of a katana.
So you could cut diagonally through the screen.
No, you couldn't.
Why not?
Get me an old busted flat screen, and we'll use a
No,
katana.
but I'm saying if you could cut through it, you'd cut through it.
It doesn't make any
So
sense.
anyway, he
that's a-
he
all my
goes.
definition.
Work for my
Shush.
boss.
All the employees work for my boss.
But no, like he doesn't have a place to live, so he just lives at the shop.
What, the Russian?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the Russian.
The Volvo.
No,
guy.
because yeah, the Volvo lives at the shop because it's homeless.
It's a transformer.
Yeah,
And it wasn't cool enough for those shitty Bay movies.
yeah.
Oh.
He's like the Russian Optimus Prime. He's a Swedish Optimus Prime.
Optimus
Bork.
Prime scheme.
Bork.
Optimus Prime?
Optimus
Prime.
Prime.
That sounds Canadian. Optimus Prime.
Yeah, he turns into a moose.
Then-
And Beast
How the
Wars.
hell
Then
did
he's
that
Moose
happen?
Convoy. Moose Convoy.
But no, but basically there's like a couple rooms up above like the main office, which for a long time was actually being used as bunks for like drivers waiting to get in the trucks.
That hurts.
And basically that's just been turned into his apartment.
Okay.
And literally all he does up there is he's got like a computer that's full of hard drives hooked up to our boss's internet, and he just downloads fucking gigs upon gigs of movies with like they're either, and he only downloads them from Russian sites so he doesn't get caught because they're all either Russian language or Russian subtitles. And literally, like, he comes in every week, just basically takes out a hard drive, and he has one of those custom Chinese, like, no-name Chinese, like what we have out there, but it's just like a no-name one where you could just take out the hard drive and put a new one in. And that's what he does. He pulls out a hard drive and puts a new one in, puts it back in his truck, so that's the movies we'll watch for this week.
Can I just flip your plug?
Go ahead.
Okay.
What's that going to do?
This one doesn't fit in the top.
Yeah.
Is it going to kill the show? Or
No,
that's
it's
why I
fine.
asked.
I'm on battery.
Oh,
I have a battery. But no, and then afterwards I went out, after I got done there, I went down to Nogales. You ever notice how there's certain Spanish words which you can only say in Spanish?
Well, around here, nobody pronounces them, right?
Certain words
You know
for
what
what?
I mean?
I was like, you don't hear somebody say, when they say burrito, don't say burrito.
Well,
Or
no, that's
taco.
because we don't put the accents on there.
Burrito, you gotta, like,
But there's
roll
always
your
like
R's.
certain words where you
We
have to put in an accent.
We stole
Well,
that.
you say Nogales like Americanified, it'd be all like Nogales.
Yeah. So it's like
Nogales.
Nogales. Well, no, Nogales is literally, there's a Nogales, Arizona, and Nogales, Mexico, and they're like right next to each other.
Oh,
Gee,
so
I
that's
wonder how
like,
that happened.
Yeah.
did it spill over?
Well,
Or was it cut through the middle?
Probably.
probably cut through the middle. So I'm on the American side.
Okay.
I'm on the good side.
Do they have a wall? Do they have a wall or like?
I didn't get that close.
Oh man, you ever see those pictures where it's like, this is the border between America and Mexico. Can you guess which one? And then the one that has the population and the road right up to the border is always Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just kind of funny because it makes America look like a deserted wasteland. All of
Well,
fallout.
parts of it down there kind of are. I drove through New Mexico. There was like nothing for 300 miles. I thought we were gonna run out of gas in the middle of the desert and like
Die.
I don't know.
Oh, but anyway,
Like-
the road down from there was literally. I was like looking around. I was like,
Was
once
it
I
big?
got out of Phoenix, I'm like, Josh would love this. This is fucking Fallout land.
Was it? Yeah, because when I drove my mom in that goddamn moving truck to Arizona from here, and we had to go through New Mexico, I thought we were gonna run out of gas. How drunk are you?
I just got off work.
Dude,
How
his
drunk are you?
hair makes him look quite drunk.
But no,
Look at
I was
that
like,
happy smiling face.
No, it was-
Nobody smiles
oh my
like
God.
that normally.
oh my god, the most fucked up thing I saw there. I'm like driving through the desert. I see a sign up ahead. I'm like, oh, that must be a truck stop or something. I'm like, okay. I realize the next exit isn't for like 7 miles, and I'm already seeing this sign. So I'm driving along, and I'm like looking around, like they could be raising giant rat scorpions out here for food. I'm just like thinking, it's like, man, Josh would fucking love this place.
Like that place that's raising the giant rabbits for food.
No, here's the thing. When I thought we were going to run out of gas in the middle of the desert, like we literally went like 300 miles or whatever, and I'm like, there's nothing. I'm like, if we don't find a gas station soon, we're going to run
No,
out.
literally, it was just like 2 strips of road for Interstate 10 just going through nothing.
Well, here's what I thought. Remember the beginning of Road Warrior?
Yeah.
Where he finds that truck on the road. I'm like, fuck, that's going to be us. He's going to open the door. It's going to be my skeleton falling out.
Yeah. But no, I see the sign. I'm like, okay, there's something up here. Probably a truck stop. I drive along. The sign gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm looking, I was like, that's not a truck stop. I see a Best Buy sign. I see a JCPenney sign. I see a Barnes & Noble sign.
Well, there's
That's a fucking mall.
In
In the middle of the desert. Called the Promenade. In the middle of fucking nowhere. All that's out there is this fucking shopping mall and this subdivision.
Fountain.
And probably a tiny little like trailer court where all the employees live.
No, there's the mall
They live
and
in
the
the
subdivision.
subterranean,
That's it.
Dorms.
Well, the people that are running across the border and through the desert need a place to shop too.
They need iPods.
Yeah, they do like to stop and read the latest this month's issue of Marie Claire and have a coffee in Barnes & Noble.
It's a self-sustaining academy.
Yeah.
Actually, I just made an argument with somebody online recently about how the shadow economy from our various black markets is actually good for the economy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that deal large amounts of weed often talk about how you can't put this in the bank.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up paying taxes on it. You don't want to have to answer a bunch of goddamn questions
Which
from the
is why I
feds.
say they should
So you
legalize
spend it,
and
it goes
tax it.
right back into the economy.
Yeah.
That's not money you hoard. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
good for the.
So anyway, I get down into Tucson, and I had to hop on Interstate 19, which goes down to Nogales.
Tucson's also kind of
Nogales.
I can kind of understand Tucson existing because it may seem weird that it's so big, but it makes sense because it looks like a shithole.
Well, now hang on. To be fair, the only reason I'm calling it a shithole,
and there's a river going through it.
Well, when I was there, like 14 years ago or whatever, damn near 15. When I was there, like we made it up to Prescott and Prescott Valley, which are these 2 little mountain towns right next to each other. They're like an hour from Phoenix and an hour from Tucson.
Yeah.
And basically, like all you'd hear about on the news, like basically those little towns were like going out to Brandon. That's what they were like. It was like Brandon in the mountains,
Yeah.
which is this. Brandon's a tiny little country town out here with a bunch of like pizza ranches and shit. So, anyways,
bunch of wasps.
Forget all you'd see on the fucking TV was all like, oh, drive-by shooting in Phoenix, drive-by shooting in Tucson, just gang warfare. Like, it's like really, it's not even Compton. Like, what the hell? Like,
oh no, and there's like I forget. There's like Washington Boulevards where all the hookers are in Phoenix.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know this?
Doug Stanhope, he's a comedian. He actually lives in Nogales.
Yes.
Yeah, he talks about Phoenix.
Also, HBO would teach you a lot of where you can find hookers.
But so anyway, I get to Tucson. I hop on Interstate 19 down to Nogales. And Interstate 19 is a pretty interesting interstate because everything's in kilometers.
Oh, good. They make sense.
Yeah, so it was like, and literally the history of Interstate 19 was built during the 70s when there was a big push to switch the United States to Mexico.
You know what I never understood though?
To Mexican units.
yeah. Why? Keep on Mexicans.
But no, so there was a big push. Back in the 70s, there was a big push to switch everything to metric. And then Reagan got in the offense and said, metric is too commie.
My dad used to actually tell me, because I remember as a kid growing up in the 80s, there was an incident once where they loaded up a plane flying from like here to Europe with fuel. Or it was coming back, and the European ground crew didn't put in it. They were like, oh, this is how much fuel goes in. And they thought it was metric, not whatever. And somehow the translation got messed up. They didn't put enough fuel in and it crashed before it made it.
No, actually that would happen going out because there's more units. It's like when I got onto Interstate 19, it was it's 60 miles long, but the mile markers are in kilometers. So
the kilometer markers are in kilometers.
Yes. And it started at 100. So it must have been a European aircraft was underfueled and crashed on its way out to Europe.
Out to America?
No, because
it had to be we put less.
No, because
our volume is all based on gallons, which is
however it happened. My dad was like, "See, it's a metric system is a communist plot to mess us up." I'm like, "Really?" And my dad was a hippie too.
Well, if we just all switched over, rather
even
than
though it was like invented
stuff.
in the 1700s.
Well, I don't understand why they wanted to convert this is how you convert. And I'm like, no, if you switched over, everything would be the same.
Yeah,
It's like
just
you learn
everything just
centimeters.
switches. Yeah, just switch everything over.
Just the way that you learn how long a foot is. You can gauge a foot. You can learn how to gauge a meter.
Yeah, just make the switch. Just do it.
You mean a yard versus a meter?
Yard is an iffy thing, though. It's
A
not...
yard is 3 feet. A meter's 3 foot 3 inches.
Okay, if I wanted to do...
10 kilometers equals 6.25 miles.
I
6
don't
and a
hear
quarter
too many
miles.
people going, oh, this is 1,000 yards.
2.5
Now,
yards is an inch.
Anyway, getting back to the main topic, my topic. Now this part may sound really offensive. Just remember, this is coming from the point of view of, oh, I'm from South Dakota. I've never been here before.
Yeah.
So it's more.
Here's why they send us to drive through these places when they're having blizzards, because South Dakota is known for 2 things. 1, we don't have accents, which I have a whole rant about. 2,
You don't like accents?
we fuck in the snow. When
Yes.
it gets like 50 degrees here, I've literally seen this when I worked at the truck stop here. It'd be like 50, sometimes even like 40 degrees. There'd be a problem with the pump. It's like, that's funny. A truck driver who gasses up all across the U.S. can't figure out how a pump works.
Yeah.
Derp to derp, and I'd go out there and I'd show them how to use the pump in my t-shirt. And it'd be
Yeah.
like 40, 50 degrees out
And
there.
people are
Maybe
like,
from down
"You are
south,
fucking-"
they'd have like a parka on. They'd be
Oh
like,
yeah.
the one who flipped out, he's like, aren't you freezing? I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, you went like this, like... And he touched my arm, like, oh my god! He's like yelling to the other guy in the cab, his arm's warm! Motherfucking bear! And I'm like, this is
I've had that happen to me. I've had that happen to me down south where it gets when they get a cold snap and it's like 20 degrees out, or no, not 20. It's like 40 degrees out, and I'm just like walking around in a t-shirt, and they're like, "God damn, Sean, you're gonna fucking die." I'm like, "Dude, I'm from South Dakota." He's like, "Oh, okay."
I told him, like, this is South Dakota. It's 50 degrees out. This is German thong weather.
Yeah.
No, if it gets down to like 30, it's like, hey, it's jacket weather.
See, we're like the exact opposite. You see Southerners, or you ever go down south, and it's like stupid fucking hot in the summer, and it's really humid. And it's like, you people are fat. How are you so fat when it's so hot? And how do you live being so fat when it's so hot?
I couldn't stand that shit.
But so anyway, this next part is just it's just skewed ignorance. It's not really racism. Okay,
It's not really racism.
well, the next part I'm about to say. So I get down to Nogales, and
Should I check around the corner?
no, it's not that bad.
Make sure we just don't have like a gaggle of Hasidic Jews around the corner or something, and like.
And then the Jews.
But so anyway, I
Here, roll this quarter down the hallway.
Before-
We'll be fine.
before I go to get loaded, I'm loading at this warehouse that's bringing up vegetables from Mexico, and
That joke is so old.
so anyway, I get to the truck stop, and it's a pilot, and it's got like a Wendy's built into it. So I'm
Nice.
like, I'll sit there and grab some Wendy's. So I go in there.
I got a funny story about Wendy's later.
So I go in there and I get my food and everything, and of course, the place is filled with Mexicans. And I just am like lounging around. I go outside and I see a Mercedes Benz. I see it was like a Mercedes Benz E-Class, like a brand new one. I see a BMW X6, which is like their sort of sports, their like high performance SUV. And I see other BMWs and shit, and they all have Mexican plates on them. And they're all full of like. Now this is part which is gonna be people down south are gonna be like, well, no shit, middle class Mexican families going up to Tucson and Nogales to go shopping, and they're stopping at the truck stop to grab some lunch. And it's just
Tourists.
yeah, Mexican tourists.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but when you have a
Seems
skewed,
kind of funny though.
yeah, that's what I was like, huh.
Yeah, they weren't driving all beaten down pickups full.
No, all the ones who were driving up beaten down pickups were up here working.
Yeah. They've come this far north because it's harder for the INS to come get them, which they still do. It's just they got to work harder.
Yeah. And actually, coming back up here, I went the route they take to get up here.
Yeah.
But so anyway,
How many did you carry?
I actually had to stop and have to open up my trailer.
Yep, the INS had to check.
But so I grab my lunch and I head
Move
down.
along.
I head down to the warehouse, and I pick up half the load's full of bell peppers, and the other half is full of the organic.
What? Yeah, you can have a slice.
It's half full of bell peppers
rice.
and.
You want some?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, because I might gross you out here.
Oh,
No.
No. See,
I can,
I'm the one grossed out.
I can,
Oh, right,
I can
right.
eat and watch snuff movies, dude. I've done that.
I may actually be wording it wrong if I say the load's half bell peppers and half my first dildos.
Really?
Yeah,
Were they Hello
cucumber.
Kitty dildos?
Hairbrushes?
No,
Oh.
cucumbers.
Oh no, dude. Girls use hairbrushes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no. Hairbrushes are very.
Well,
popular
they
these
be
days.
more like, I'm a housewife and I don't get enough satisfaction from my man, so I'm gonna take the cucumber I'm gonna use for tonight's salad and
Ew.
shove it up there.
That's-
Oh, you just wash it off and you
It
chop
loses
it up.
food grade ability once you start turning it into a pickle.
That's stupid. Go wash off your daughter's hairbrush and use that.
But so,
The hairbrush handle.
I
So
hear
it-
glass is actually picking up again.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
so yeah, and they're loading me up with that, and surprisingly, the warehouse they use to store all these vegetables, because it's like squash and tomatoes all coming up from Mexico. The warehouse they use for these is one of the cleanest produce warehouses I have ever seen. I've been up in Washington to the orchards and to their warehouses. You can like take a dump in one of the fucking apple bushel boxes, and nobody would fucking care.
Hey, it's fertilizer.
Yeah, it's like it's so No, seriously, when you buy apples at the store, fucking wash them because they are fucking nasty up there. But down there, they make you wear hairnets. They wear latex gloves. They
So
wash their hands.
They're reasonable.
Yeah, they're like actually following like OSHA standards and like
Which are
food
banned.
safety
Well,
standards.
it's FDA standard.
FDA standards, my bad. But
Fucking drug administration.
oh, another thing was like the Mexican trucks coming up. You can tell they're Mexican trucks because of because they all have like
The giant Madonna painted on the
The
side.
plates.
well, not only the plates, but like all Kenworth trucks on the side has a little badge that says Kenworth.
Mhm.
Actually, all the Mexican Kenworth trucks say Kenmex because that's the
Okay.
name of the company down there. So they
Kenworth,
say,
Mexico?
yeah, so they're just called Kenmex. And like the Freightliners have like a small Mercedes-Benz logo because the owner of Freightliner is Mercedes-Benz, and
Okay.
actually those are the only two brands I saw. I didn't see any Peterbilts or Volvos. And trucks are fucking spectacular. For some strange reason, they're really... I don't know, Dan might remember where there's a big trend after Fast and the Furious of putting projector lights on any piece of shit rice burner.
Really?
Yeah.
What's a projector light?
Where
Like
it's
the
set,
4x4, the big light that goes on the...
no, it's like a small focus beam.
Okay.
Like you see on like high-end cars.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah, they're obsessed with putting them on semi-trucks.
Oh, God.
But the
I
trucks...
think they'd have more reason than a racer.
Yeah, but trucks are fucking beautiful.
Oh.
I mean, they take really good care of their trucks. The trailers, however, pieces of shit.
For our foreign listeners, a ricer is American slang for any Japanese import car. Usually the teenagers buy and modify like in the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, because
If Miranda was here, we could have her do an entire discussion.
yeah, because
Who?
Japanese
Miranda?
cars are very cheap. They're very
Miranda
girlfriend?
Wrights?
No.
Is her last name Wrights?
so.
Okay.
But
That would
anyway,
be
yeah,
fine,
Japanese and Korean cars are often a person's first car because they're
Cheap.
used market. They're very cheap.
Not around here. Camaro.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I
not
had a
anymore.
Camaro in high school.
So did I.
Yeah. Fucking cheap, and they're cheap pieces of shit.
I had,
It's
like-
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they're not made in America.
There are problems with them.
Actually, it was.
Really?
Yep.
100%? Every individual circuit board?
Nope.
Well, there you go. Not made in America.
It
So
was
anyway,
half red.
get loaded. I start heading back up, and one thing I really like that's really cool because I am into cars, but see, I'm like weird in that like most people are into like either Camaros and Mustangs and Firebirds and Chargers and shit, and other people are like into Lamborghinis and Paganis and Ferraris and Rolls Royces. I'm into like, what do they drive in Mexico? What do they drive in South Africa? Because that's where you find some really interesting shit.
That's why you love Top Gear.
Yeah. And I'm like driving along. I'm driving north, so I'm driving with like all the tourists and workers coming up from Mexico, and I see like going from the U.S. to Canada, and you just look at the cars, it's not that much different. They have a couple models that are different from ours.
It's
but
like America's hat.
yeah, you go from like Mexico to America, and it's totally different fucking set of cars. Like some of them were just weird. It's like the Ford F-150. Down there, it's called the Ford Lobo.
Nice.
Yeah, the Ford Lobo, which I guess in Spanish is wolf.
I figured you'd drive one like a crazy person, wear some big eye makeup.
I do not like the Wolf.
Oh.
I mean, Ford.
Oh, I thought you didn't like Lobo.
I was an old Camaro guy. I did not like Ford. I did not like Ford products.
just
I had one Ford once. Giant piece of shit.
I saw a Chevrolet Chevy. Which, for our Australian and well, actually not for Australian and European listeners, that's the Opel Corsa and Holden Carina.
That sounds so much cooler.
What, Chevy?
No, the other thing.
Opel Corsa
Yeah,
or Holden Carina?
both.
Okay.
Both sound cooler than Chevy.
My 100% pure Dutch blood mother from Iowa called them Chivies.
Chevys?
She cannot pronounce Chevy.
Why not? Just
Because Iowa's inbred.
oh, okay.
And you know, Dan
Pure
might,
Dutch blood, somebody had to fuck somebody's cousin.
Dan might know. Remember the Nissan Sentra from the mid '90s that was really boxy before they streamlined it?
Yeah. I think my one buddy had one of those.
They still build them in Mexico. That
Wait,
style.
in the
They're
first...
called Surus.
Wow.
Oh, I'm thinking of a Supra, never mind.
Yeah.
But I do kind of know what you're talking about. That makes noise.
And then there was a giant, and then like
Am I the only one that listens to these again, other than him? Every little thing we move or scrape or do
It
like, gets
detects.
picked up in that thing. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody.
But yeah, and then there was like a giant. There's like because for some reason Volkswagen never wants to sell their commercial vehicles up here in the States. But I got to see them down there from Mexico, and there's like the giant our Ford Economines. There's like the Volkswagen version of that. There's a Volkswagen pickup, a brand new one. That actually looks really good. And anyway, I'm boring you guys because
I was just thinking it'd be funny to buy one of them and then put like a fake Hitler mustache on the front.
Wow.
You're evil.
It'd be like, did you do your car to look like Hitler? It's like, either that or I did it up to look like some fucking chick's pubes, man. Is there a landing strip or a Hitler stash? Or I'm really into Charlie Chaplin, you know, figure it out.
So
If Hitler and Worf kissed, their mustaches would never touch.
True. Or Charlie Chaplin.
So I get up to that place.
I'm sorry, I'm just going, Charlie Chaplin has no reason to kiss a Klingon.
Yeah, and I'm like totally spacing out now.
You broke his brain.
Yeah.
Dude, did you not see it? I saw it on Very Demotivational.
No, none of us saw that. I assumed you made it up.
No, not
That's your own personal fanfic, your own personal slash you were writing.
Oh, God.
And now you're like, no, but think of the internet, I saw it.
The internet did it.
You know what we ought to do? We ought to have somebody sitting right there and just pushing down on that ice pack.
God, no.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, I don't
Whenever
need-
whenever he
words.
rambles off like this.
For the listeners, he quite possibly broke a bone in his hand earlier, or has a bone
so
bruise, and he's got an
need
ice pack sitting on it.
But anyway, so yeah, I get headed back up here. I get to one of the INS stations, and they ask me to open up my trailer, which is like, okay, fine. They open up, and it's like they reseal it. No big deal.
Nope, full of kids. No Mexicans.
Because child trafficking.
Full of vegetables.
Is
just a bunch of gimps in wheelchairs.
Well, that one's named Scooter. That one's named Wheelie.
What you hire? What you hauling? Vegetables.
The quadriplegics.
Nope, all he's got back there is Stephen Hawking and freaking Michael J. Fox. He's good.
Oh, and then I get to good old Highway 54, which is like the main route for drug running and human trafficking in the United States.
You
It's
know how
US
bad
Highway.
that's gotten? I went to the doctor the other day, and of course I'm broke and I don't have insurance, so I gotta go to the goddamn free clinic and sit in line with a bunch of fucking, whores with VD just to get my blood pressure checked and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I go to take a piss, and they got pamphlets in the bathroom. So I'm pissing, and I look over the pamphlets. There's a new one. I'm like, oh, what's the new one? I like to read on the shitter. And the new one was, it was like human trafficking in you or something. I got it home. I should have brought it. And like I'm reading this thing while I'm taking a piss, and it's like it's talking about how like human trafficking is like the number. It's like the number one biggest rising crime, and it's like human trafficking. I keep hearing about how bad it's gotten across the world, but it's getting bad here too. And dude, I was flipping through the channels the other day, and MSNBC has an entire series of documentaries about people being human trafficked here in the States. Like 5-6 episodes. It's fucking sad. What are you fuckers laughing at in the background? I'm talking about some depressing shit here.
What is it? Can you spin it? I want to know.
You want to know?
Come on.
All right, you want to know?
It's not wrong.
Come
Look
on,
how
spin
happy
it.
she is.
Okay, I see. It's
derpy hooves.
It's a windmill of dicks.
She's so happy. She's got a rubber ducky and her swizzle straw.
It's derpy getting bukkake.
Yeah.
Is it? Well, then I really want to.
It's derpy hooves. She's got her swizzle straw and her rubber ducky and her bathtub full of cum.
That's really funny.
Okay, let me turn it over.
See, our problems are completely different. That's just kind of funny.
Our problems are different.
And she's,
because you don't like that and I don't like shit.
Oh, she's blowing bubbles in the cum.
That's funny.
That makes sense.
That I don't want to see that, but what's the thing?
But you'll talk about shit and I don't like shit, but I'll talk about
Oh, you mean actual poop? Like
Oh, God, it's twist.
I don't enjoy scat either, my friend.
Well, you'll talk about it. I gotta take it, don't.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like scat porn.
Well, I'm not talking about scat porn either. But I wouldn't talk about that either because I don't like to talk about shit.
And yet they talk about it right now.
Yeah, well.
Some of my favorite porno websites now. You go on there and it's like they've added the scat category. And it's like you're looking through all the stuff. It's like, what do I want to whack off to today? And then you get down and it's like, what is that chick rolling around in? Oh, keep going. Scroll
faster.
God damn it, that Internet Explorer, why you freeze up now?
It's like the internet. No. I've been using Firefox.
Okay, good.
Because I porned up my computer to the point where there's so many viruses. The Internet Explorer, you'd open like 2 tabs and it'd be like. It's just like a. No. If the internet's a highway, occasionally there's a good-looking hooker off to the side of it, and you start to pull over, and then sometimes.
Somebody just entered the room and says, "I enter and see this. I can already tell this will be good."
To the derpy
picture. Yeah.
Are you streaming what's on your computer?
I'm streaming on a live stream.
Nice.
Yeah. We fancy now. Oh, God, what are we talking? Oh, yeah.
Is it
Highway
really that
54.
No, if the internet's a highway, occasionally there's a good-looking hooker off to the side of it, and you're like, I might pull over and give her a ride, and then you see her whip out a German flag and like poop up in the air and catch it on her own face, and you're like, oh! You like jam on the gas and you quick pull off the shoulder of the road.
Cloud mutt.
And you you run a family of 4 right into the freaking concrete divider, merging back into traffic.
Nothing.
Jesus.
I'm just looking at my Tumblr feed, that's all.
It's topical.
Which is full of pony porn.
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
Not all of it's topical or not all of it's pony porn?
Yeah, that.
Well,
actually, I saw this Twilight.
No, I saw that one.
This is badass.
So what'd you think of the new Thundercats?
Who cares about Thundercats?
Oh, yeah, that was actually a pretty good episode. I gotta say, I really like this. I like how they're writing Tiger. I think Tiger is my favorite character.
He's a lot. He's a 3-dimensional character.
Here's the thing: is he's supposed to be like he's all jealous and he's supposedly going to betray Lionel and become a bad guy or whatever. I kind of agree. He's better at everything. He's the one that does all the work, and Lionel gets all the credit.
Well, like
and
Katara said, always in the younger brother's shadow. Just because you happen to be a bastard.
And they're also heavily referencing Jungle Book, if you think about it. Shere Khan and...
Oh, okay.
It's Scootaloo.
Scootaloo.
Yeah.
Nice.
I never made the connection. Funny.
I'm gonna look up. I was actually gonna look up Jungle Book because wasn't there a whole thing where Shere Khan, the half the reason he was pissed is he wasn't in charge and he should have been, and it was like a lion or a panther that was in charge and he always fought with them and whatnot. And all I know about Jungle Book is what I know from Tailspin.
All I know is that in the book, Mowgli takes the elephant and smashes a village up.
Nice.
Because they were the ones that abandoned him and started shooting up the elephants, so he just went and fucked the whole village.
Fuck 'em.
The Rule 34 pictures both disgust and arouse me. Pony confessions.
Yep.
Okay, so that's funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've also been following because of.
I have the most perplexed boner right now.
There's another Tumblr I've been following, which is text from Ponyville, and basically it's it basically just takes actual text messages from text from last night and just puts them into scenes with ponies, and it's actually very fucking funny.
Funny.
If I can find.
So it's like the Bible code of the internet. It's just that you're randomly attaching numbers to things.
Dude, they have bots running around the entire internet looking for code.
Yeah.
Actually,
Bible code style.
did you ever hear about what is that thing called where they've got a bunch of bots?
This isn't the right one.
That they put together. They're trying. What the fuck is it called? There's some internet project they've been doing for years. They put together a whole bunch of bots, and all they do is they look for certain buzzwords, and they see trends and stuff spike. And the people who run the project claim that these things always have a spike before big, like, news incidents happen. Like, they claimed there was a huge spike of activity before 9/11 happened.
And my cat.
And there's some talk as to some way they've made like a psychic computer program. Although I've been meaning to look into it and read up on it myself.
Well,
I'm willing to bet that it's like, huge spike in activity, which could have been anything, and then something happens, and let's attach meaning to a different meaning.
They don't necessarily know what's going on.
It doesn't necessarily correspond, but
no necessary correlation.
No worries, it'll grow back. I mean, hey, my eyebrows grew back after he shaved them off, so it's all good. This is a picture of Rarity with her tail cut off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, they go out and find pictures to put to these?
No, what he does is he takes the text messages from the site textfromlastnights.com and matches them up with pony pictures, and it's actually really funny. I'm half naked talking to a cat. You don't have to justify your life to me. Unfortunately, because of the this is one thing I hate about live streaming, is this thing down here.
Are we going to discuss the new episode?
I think we were going to do that for like the second half.
Yeah.
Because this,
Is it still the first half?
Yeah.
Well, no, the first half is going to be the second part of the podcast. We're going to do the same what we did last week.
We record these things out of order like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Because we do the most shit up front, so we put that behind the pony stuff. That's
and also, Danielle said she was going to try to get down here, too.
She's...
Good.
Okay, well, we're about to go to break. Because I kind of want to smoke.
Nah, I can go do it.
Well, to the two viewers watching us, we're going to take a break. I'm thinking about turn on iTunes
and then start recording the first half of the podcast.
Yeah, right now we're recording the
stream through your photos or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh God! Go to the porn.
Wait, I need to check. I need to make sure my downloads folder is okay.
To the downloads folder.
Oh God!
Oh,
wait, what's
God.
this picture here?
What's this? The Phillies.
Oh, God.
Okay, no, not that. Butt buddies. I don't know why.
The viewers are like, whoa, hold up here.
Dude, if there's viewers, they know what this show looks like.
Fuck it.
Okay,
let's turn on iTunes. Here.
Put on some mindless self-indulgence or something. That'll be tonally.
I'll just put it on dubstep.
Yeah.
So
what?
anyway, shoot. Should we record an ending really quick?
I don't know
what should we do for an ending?
That's all, folks.
TheElectricBrony.com. The email is mdefmech@gmail.com.
Apathypony@gmail.com.
Dan.
Hair.snowbirder@lycos.com.
Oh, God.
And then
You're the only one that uses that
Casey,
Russian shit.
You can find me on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
Russian.
Yeah.
Was.
No, Laika, the Russian cosmonaut
Oh, well,
dog.
then which is like us?
Anyway, goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Check it. Check it. Ow, check it. Check it. Body like that, like that. Check it out. Check it. Check it. Ow. Check it out. Check it. Your body, we the type of cats that rip the mic like that, like that. Get started. It first has to happen in the mind, Before a revolution can start in the streets, it first has to happen in the mind,